This is your 60-second countdown.
Just swept away. Yeah! Got straight through.
And that is beautifully done.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's game time.
Hello everybody and welcome to Bears TV for more Women's Vitality Blast action from right here in EdgBLASTon. That's right, that's what we're calling it because it's the T20 Blast and that's what we call it, EdgBLASTon rather than EdgBLASTon. I'm sorry if that upsets anybody. We're going to stick with it all the way through. This is going to be another very exciting game. It is the Bears taking on Lancashire in the Women's Blast. Lancashire currently ranked even 6 in the points table, and the Bears are currently in 3rd position. If they win today, and if Surrey lose their game, the Bears will be clear at the top of the points table. So it's a very, very exciting game. The toss has already happened, and I can tell you the Bears have won the toss and opted to field first. And I'll take you through the teams very, very shortly. But first, let me introduce my all-star panel. I am your host, Atif Nawaz. Alongside me is the one and only, the very dapper-looking Mr. Adam Bridge. How are you, sir?
Yeah, very good, actually. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be great fun. As always, he's going to be taking us through all the action a little bit later on, working very, very hard for 40 overs of the game. That's it.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to that?
Yeah, well, listen, you know, it's quite comfortable. His job, the chair is comfortable, otherwise it would be a long time.
It's very good. I might get these for my kitchen. Right, also alongside us is Bears player and overall legend, Chloe Brewer. Chloe, how are you?
Thank you. Yeah, good. I'm excited for another T20 at home, and hopefully we'll seal a win.
Another one. We got to win last time. And also on stats, in his own special little alcove, is the one and only Aaron Viles. Aaron, how are you, mate?
Yeah, really good, Artif. Good morning, everyone. And yeah, fingers crossed that we do get a full day's playing today. Unfortunately, the weather a little bit inclement here in the second city, but I'll tell you what, as long as it stays away, we should be in for an absolutely fascinating day of T20 Blast action.
Yes, we certainly will be, and I don't believe any of those apps. Don't believe those apps. They're not consistent. You look at one and it says, oh, it's going to be beautiful and subtropical in Birmingham, and the other one says you're going to be swimming everywhere you go. So I don't trust it. Let's hope together that we won't get too much rain, if any at all. We can get 2 complete games. A little bit later on, by the way, we will have men's action in the Blast as well. That will be the Bears taking on Derbyshire. But right now, it's all about the women, and we have the Bears team for this contest for you. So let's take a look at the team that's going to be taking the field for the Bears. At the very top, it's going to be Abby Freeborn, who's going to be opening the batting alongside Davina Perrin, who's been in terrific form, although she didn't do as well as she would have liked in the previous game, but I know she can. We all know that she can do much better. Steer Callis played a very valuable innings, holding together the innings for the Bears against Somerset a couple of days ago. Laura Harris, I mean, what a player. Absolutely phenomenal 77 from her against Somerset as well. Izzy Wong, back for the Bears in the previous game, and now she's back again and part of it. And you've got Nat Wraith, who's going to be behind the stumps for the Bears as well. Caris Pavley, she bowled really well in the previous game as well for the Bears. And coming in next will be Georgia Davis. Very pleased with her team's performance on Friday night. We'll also have Millie Taylor, who I thought bowled really well against Somerset. Terrific returns. And Hannah Baker is going to be in next. And completing out the 11, it will be Hannah Hardwick. So that is the team for the Bears today to take on Lancashire. It's a very strong team, and a team coming in with a lot of confidence as well, Adam, I would imagine, because they won a game really well, actually. They've kind of dominated that match. Picked up the bonus point as well against Somerset with a really big 69-run win. They've got to be feeling good.
Yeah, I think unchanged as well. It's a good call, really. Amu's available, of course, after missing out due to her exam on Friday, doing her A-level. And I thought she may have come back in because she's performed so well at the start of this campaign. But again, the same 11 from Friday, build on that confidence. And the decision to bowl first, clearly, I think, because this is the same wicket we played on Friday, both games. So I think that's probably based on the weather. And at least you have a clear idea of what you're going to be chasing down potentially. Fingers crossed it doesn't, but the weather intervene.
Well, we'll get you a stat on the weather in a moment as well. So in the decision to field first, I should say, or bowl first. People don't like that. Some people really hate that expression, elected to field first. But yeah, they're going to be bowling first, the Bears, and there is a stat about that on the way. But first, let's talk a little bit about Laura Harris. I mean, she was phenomenal. We had her up here as well as our Virtue Player of the Match on Friday. How phenomenal has she been, Chloe?
Yeah, absolutely. She's been such a great addition to the group in and around the camp as well. She's been great. So that's always a bonus, isn't it? Yeah, but she's been unbelievable on the pitch and yeah, taking a couple notes.
Yeah, took a stunning catch as well the other day.
She did. Standards did slip on Friday, though, because it took her 19 balls to get to 50 as opposed to 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, we want to see a little improvement back up to the kind of 15, 14 would be good. But, I mean, the catch was sensational. It was the ease of the catch that I think took us all by surprise because we looked and thought, well, that's going over her head. But the timing and the effortless way she just plucked one hand up in the air, it's fantastic. And she's an entertainer, and I think that's just what this team and this first season of proper Blast women T20 cricket, it's exactly what it needs.
Well, she came up here and she was a player of the match. She was talking us through the catch, and she sort of admitted that she sort of misjudged it a little bit. And we had a really good chat. Really enjoyed speaking to her. If you'd like to see that, by the way, you can do that on this YouTube channel. You go to the previous stream from Friday, and then just scroll to the back end of it, and that's where she joined us in the studio. And it was a great chat, really fun. Really recommend it as well. Right, the Bears are going to be in the field first. They're going to be bowling first. Aaron, this has not always proven to be the best choice, having made the toss here.
It hasn't, and we go back to 2021 with the advent of the Charlotte Edwards Cup here in England and Wales, and since that year, 2021, 7 sides have won the toss and chosen to have a bowl first in T20s here at EdgBLASTon. Only 2 of them have won, so it's quite a bold decision, this. I do think it's predominantly down to the weather, but we'll see. Maybe the Bears can make it a third time lucky on this occasion.
Yeah, it is going to be. It's an interesting call, isn't it?
I think it can only be weather based.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind we're on the same pitch again, and
Yeah.
yes, we know these hybrids work really well. The pitch played brilliantly on Friday for both games, but it has to be a weather based decision because I think you'd want to get first use out of this surface today, and also the 2 victories that have come so far have both been batting first.
They have, and it's the third match to take place on this pitch as well, because they're going to play on the same pitch they played on Friday, as was pointed out to me earlier. We've got the away team, the Lancashire team as well, that we can take a little look at and see who they have. So there we've got on the left-hand side, you've got the Bears team. There's some very, very big players for Lancashire as well, none more so than Alana King of Australia. We've really blessed with some international players. I guess Tara Norris technically an international player as well from the USA. I say it's technically, she is an international player, but she just seems like someone who's been around a really long time. Who else should we be looking out for in that team, Aaron?
Well, first and foremost, I'll go with Emma Lamb returning. It's her first appearance here in the T20 Blast, has been away with England, and of course she was part of the Lancashire side who lifted the County Cup at Taunton a little bit earlier this season. And in terms of the other player to watch out for, of course it has to be the former spark, Grace Potts, who comes back into the side for Darcy Carter. So they've gone for the extra seam bowling option on this occasion. I think those two could have quite a big impact on the game today.
I like all the throwbacks as well today from Aaron. We've had Central Sparks. We've had the old T20 Cup. I like it a lot. It is. I mean, it's a very strong team. It's not going to be all their own way. And then for me, really, it's Alana King. But I take a lot of sort of confidence from the way that the team played against Amanda Jade Wellington. Similar Australian leg spinner, similar kind of trajectory, and the way Laura Harrison particularly took her on, it was very, very impressive. You'd back the Bears to not let the weight of the reputation of some of these players get over them too much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say sometimes it's quite easy to get caught up in a name where actually she's bowling leg spin and you treat it as it comes. I think the girls have got plenty of of options, 360, reverses, down the ground. So hopefully if they go with that approach and play what the surface conditions will be, as it's slightly used, so it might be a little bit more in for spin bowlers. Seam bowlers might move it around.
Adam, like, we're really pulling in the stars this year in the Vitality Women's Blasters. This is the place to come and play a T20 cricket.
Yeah, it is very much so. I mean, it's good to see Emma Lamb back today. Like you say, for me, I'm really looking forward to seeing Alana King play. Obviously, Sophie Eccleston made the statement yesterday, so she's not involved today. No Kate Cross, who was obviously playing for England yesterday as well. So they are missing a few players, but you still look at the depth and the quality of this Lancashire side. This is a real test today for the Bears. And I think, as Chloe's saying, yes, their names on a piece of paper, aren't
Yeah,
they?
absolutely.
But at the end of the day, going toe-to-toe with this kind of quality is exactly what we wanted to see. And this is what this new competition, this new setup this year brings.
Yeah, she's a big fan of Hosier, the band Hosier. Emma Lamb. Do you know the band Hosier?
I do remember our
See,
musical knowledge is slightly different, but
Yeah.
mine's probably a little bit more varied.
Well, but certainly, without a shadow of a doubt.
Hosier are very good, though.
I go to you for
Too
music.
Sweet is a great record.
See, I had no idea who they were when she told it to me. I had to go on Wikipedia and all various other things. Other search engines are available, I should point out. I don't have to point that out actually here, but
No,
it's
you're
fine
fine.
either way. So look, it is a tough game for the Bears, but the spoils of victory are also very, very exciting and appetizing, because they would be top of the table. If they can take a bonus point, they could really put some space between themselves and Surrey, who will be playing against Durham a little bit later on. There we go. We look at the table. If they win, they go top. The Blazers match yesterday was washed out, so they just picked up the solitary point. But if the Bears win, they'll go top. Surrey's game against Durham starts at 2 o'clock, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. But potentially during the men's game, we'll give you the result of that. I guess today we're all sort of cheering for Durham a little bit as well. But first and foremost, the Bears have to stay focused and get through this game, Adam.
Yeah, they do. I mean, that's the key today, isn't it? I think you can't... I mean, Chloe can probably tell us, in the dressing room, are you conscious of the table? Is it something you're always looking at? Or do you kind of almost just approach every game and just go, right, the job today, you go out, you win, you get the 4 points, you potentially get one more. Are you thinking about where you're positioned at the table, or is that kind of a thought that you try and kind of cut out in the dressing room?
Well, it's definitely something that you can't control, so I'd say it's not too spoken about. We can only control what you can do on the pitch and how you prepare for the game to put yourself in the best position to win. So I wouldn't say it's the forefront of people's minds, but it's nice being third, isn't it?
Yeah, we get excited by the table.
We do. We like a good table here. I mean, you think we get excited? Usually Aaron around tables. He has so many of them open at any given time. Right, I can see some of the flags making their way around. Not a huge crowd here yet, but it is very early on Sunday. If you're in the area, if you're in the EdgBLASTon surroundings, please do come and join us. It'll be a cracking couple of games here at EdgBLASTon. Hopefully it'll be nice and clear. Just bring yourself some warm clothes as well. If you're watching the stream, please remember to give us a like, a thumbs up. That's what you got to do. Give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let us know where you're listening from, and just generally whether you're enjoying the coverage as well. I can see the players out in the outfield. Everybody opting for short sleeves, even though I thought it was a little bit chilly out there when I was there, just making my way into the ground a little bit earlier. But they look in very good spirits, and so they should. I think coming off a win like they did, it was such a big win, you have to sort of come in and feel like the favourites a little bit. Is that fair, Chloe? Just to feel like that you're carrying the win a little bit, that winning energy into the game?
Yeah, absolutely. It will definitely bring some confidence over into this game, and especially because it's another home game, you've got the crowd backing you Bears around the ground. It's quite intimidating for any opposition to come here.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it will be even more so when as the ground fills up. And it was a wonderful atmosphere on Friday night with the lights on in the evening when the Bears men were playing as well. 2 wins for the Bears. Wasn't that a wonderful Friday? A great start to Bears TV this season. We've got so many wonderful games coming up here on Bears TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way, so you always get that little notification letting you know that we're on the air. Aaron, have you got anything else for us just before I throw over to Adam and we get ready for the start of the game?
Well, there is one stat, and we'll save this for when the Bears come out to bat, but Stair Callis is very, very close to a rather special milestone today, so we'll wait until the Bears are not fielding, so we'll save that for the second innings, but this could be a big day in the glittering career of the Dutch international.
She played a terrific knock against Somerset, I really thought, because it sort of goes under the radar a little bit. If you've got a player scoring 77 odd of like 30 odd deliveries, then obviously nobody's talking about your almost runnable 30. But it was so important, Adam, I thought, in terms of just stabilising the Bears. They went down, they lost quite a few wickets very early in that power play, and then just to hold things together and build that platform and give Harris that space to impose herself. It was such a valuable knock.
Yeah, well, we debated during the game, didn't we, as to where we thought Laura Harris should bat and whether she should have been in sooner, following that philosophy of you want to face your best batter to face as many balls as possible. But actually, I think the Bears got it absolutely spot on, didn't they? And that's all part of what Stair Callis was doing in terms of laying that foundation, laying that platform. And it's what's needed to allow Laura Harris to come in and play in the manner that she does. What you don't want is to have Laura coming in a scenario where you're in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah.
Because maybe that will inhibit her freedom. And she's at her very best when she has freedom.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. This is why I quite like her batting low down the order. I know you hear this thing about your best batters need to face the most deliveries, but I feel like your power hitters, you have different expectations of them, right? I can see the players on the edge of the circle. I can see Carmen Bear and Hugh Bear as well. Just brilliant. They add so much. If you come to the ground, just find them and have well, I don't think they talk, but try and shake their hand, get some photos with them. They're a lot of fun. And look at them. They're enjoying themselves regardless of what's going on. Carmen Bear and Hugh Bear. There you go. You should work out why they're called what they are. I can see the umpires in their bright fuchsia tops making their way out to the middle. So I'm going to make way here and let Adam Bridge take up commentary alongside Chloe Brewer.
Thank you very much, Artif, who will return in a wee while. We are about 30 seconds away from the entry of the Bears from the far end, the Birmingham end. As we say, weather-wise, there's a few dark clouds around, and there is a real mixed kind of opinion as to, depending on which source you trust, as to whether we're going to get a lot of rain or a little bit of rain. I think it's going to be pretty tricky to avoid, shall we say. But our two umpires are out in the middle. Gabby Brown and Simon Widdop are the team in charge of today's game. Let's hope we have no bat gate today. And anyone needs to have their bat removed prior to coming in after what we had on Friday. If you weren't with us, illegal bats potentially in use that had to be confiscated and taken out of circulation. But hopefully today will be a little bit simpler. Friday there was a real strong breeze coming across EdgBLASTon from left to right as we look from the pavilion. Not quite as strong today. It's still a little blustery, but actually it looks to be coming from this pavilion side. So that's where the weather's going to be coming today. And often when it comes from behind the pavilion, it can take us a little by surprise. Here we are then, Emma Lamb, fresh from duty with England, of course, in that series against the West Indies. She returns to Lancashire Thunder, and she'll open the batting today for Lancashire. And here come our Bears. And once more today, I think we seem to time it quite well. Davina Perrin was warming up in the nets, having a knock when I arrived, again showing her a array of shots, which is always good to see. And I said hello to her downstairs, actually. She's so lovely and so outgoing for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got bucket loads of confidence, and she definitely shows that in her game. So, yeah, she's great to have around a group. So much energy.
And who do you see as the real dangers in this Lancashire side? I mean, we saw obviously in the County Cup final, Tilly Kestevan, it was phenomenal. So I'm guessing her and Emma Lamb is a fairly formidable opening partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. Tilly Kestevan's really made her name there. She showed a lot of character on that day, actually. I think she got run out for 0, not many runs in the first game on finals day, and then bounced back really quickly with that 77. So she's quite something.
Talking of players that are quite something, it's going to be Izzy Wong who's going to open up from this pavilion end for the Bears as we wait for that clock to tick round on the big scoreboard to midday for our start. And a fairly standard field. We've got a deep square leg and a third man on the boundary, and it will be to face at that far end. I think Emma Lamb is going to face up to the first ball. So we're about to get things underway. As ever, we can see Georgia Davis, hands in pockets as she receives a couple of balls here from Izzy Wong as we wait for that clock to tick round. It's a bit frustrating waiting, isn't it? Well, we have to start exactly 12. Everyone's out, everyone's ready to go. But finally, I think we're going to be in a position to get started. But once more, Izzy Wong will be out to impress. Show some real pace here as we get things underway. I think the clock stopped. The digital clock must have stopped at 11:59.
Yeah,
it's not tick because mine's gone to midday.
But definitely playing a prank.
Well, I think that's what they're looking at. Oh, there we go. We finally ticked round to 12. We can actually get started. Everyone's a bit eager this morning, aren't they?
Yeah.
For a Sunday. You'd think we'd be a bit more relaxed, but everyone's raring to go. And Izzy Wong will get us underway. And that's the first run off the bat. Emma Lamb. It's just strayed onto the pads a little there, is he?
Yeah, absolutely. She's got to combat, work out how much swing she's going to get off a ball first up. Wongi always shapes the ball away really nicely, so get that going. It will come back into Kesteven, their left-hander. But what I really like about Emma Lamb's batting is actually she keeps on turning a strike over. She's always busy. She's always looking for those singles, and that could be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, certainly could. Izzy saw a little bit of movement early on when she was in the field on Friday, of course, in that game against Somerset. She'll be looking for more of the same, but this time, of course, bowling to the left-hander. Oh, and beats her all ends up. It's a beautiful ball. Just such a nice shape from Izzy Wong.
Yeah, I think Kesteven's counting her lucky stars there. That was what a ball. First ball to face, and that's had to take that quite far away from her. So that's some lovely shape.
Yeah, Nat Wraith, I think it just, I think that may have caught a thumb or something on the right hand as she went down to take that ball from Izzy Wong. It's a lovely delivery, and Izzy finding a line and length immediately here. That time just slightly down the leg side, and it will be turned around the corner, and it will be one more to the total, only off the pads. So score moves on to 2. As we said, I don't think we can avoid any rain today. That looks like the plan, but it's just how much of a disruption it might cause to either the first game, because it is a double-header again today. The men's Bears take on Derbyshire Falcons later this afternoon on a separate stream. That's once we're done here, and that's a flashing blade from Emma Lamb that will bring the first boundary for Lancashire Thunder. And again, Izzy Wong will probably be encouraged at the fact that Emma Lamb's gone for it and has caught the outside edge.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gone pretty close to our slip fielder there. That's obviously the plan set by Wongi here is actually she wants to get that way swing going to slip, and yeah, I see that. It's pretty encouraging for Isva, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a good bit of movement there for Izzy Wong. She will be encouraged. Score moves on to 6. Lamb is on to 5. Beaten again outside the off stump. This time not finding the edge. Really nice start here from Izzy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure Emma Lamb's eyes will be lighting up. Wongi's just hanging it outside off and obviously covers up. But that's the plan. That's the trap set here. And hopefully for the Bears, she falls into it.
Final ball of this first over then. A little bit wider, a little bit too wide for the liking that time of our umpire Brown. And that will be one more to the total. Score moves on to 7. You can see what she's trying to do here in terms of enticing Emma Lamb in, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. And I say, as a batter, you want to get your hands through those slightly wider ones, but the danger is the late swing and that little tickle of an edge.
Trying to make the most of the overcast conditions here at EdgBLASTon this afternoon. That's a better line, and he gets it rewards. It's a beauty from Izzy Wong. The radar finding the off stump and sending it cartwheeling. Really fine ball from Izzy Wong. She set her up throughout that over and gets her rewards with the final ball. 7 for 1 then on Lancashire after Emma Lamb is bowled by Izzy Wong for 5.
What a start. She's hung it wide, and that one just coming in straight, and she's clean bowled her. She's reaped her reward early on.
So a delightful ball from Izzy Wong. Look on the replay.
Oh, that's
back
just
a little,
nip
hasn't it?
back, yeah. Shape away and nip back. What more could you want?
Yeah, it's perfect delivery after an over of away swingers from Izzy Wong. An absolute master at the craft of movement Really was strong, wasn't it? 5 balls away and then one just coming back, doing the job for Izzy Wong and for the Bears. And it brings Serene Smale to the crease with the Thunder 7 for 1. And obviously we're going to see at the far end Hannah Hardwick coming into the attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Han shapes it away as well, but she bangs it in hard into the pitch, which is really good with the dimensions of a pitch. Quite slightly bigger boundaries, square of a wicket, and shorter straight, I should say. So that'll be encouraging if she sets a right field here, which she's got square leg and fine leg both on a boundary.
Yeah, Hannah Hardwick bowled well the other day without any kind of real reward. There was plenty of pace. Obviously bowls slightly different length to Izzy Wong. And she's going to get us underway from the Birmingham end. Straying down the leg side. 1 more to the total. They move on to 8. So Smale is in. What can you tell us about Smale, Aaron?
Plenty, to be honest. So last season in the Charlotte Edwards Cup, she was the 2nd leading run scorer for the Thunder, behind the batter who's just departed, Emma Lamb. So if you can get the wicket of Smale early, that'll be a massive bonus for the Bears. Really, really top young cricketer.
Kestevan on strike at the moment. Smale at the non-striker's end. And again, just struggling to find her line. Hannah Hardwick, a couple of wides to start the over. Just bowling to the left-hander.
Yeah, absolutely. She's just trying to work out her angle here. Obviously, she's staying over to the left-hander, so she's just got to come maybe slightly wider to push it across and kind of combat that in-swing to the lefty.
Yeah, quick word from Georgia Davis, just to send her on her way. So we look for that first legitimate ball of the over. Well, that's better. Better line is worked into the leg side. They'll get 1 and then they'll think about a second, but again, the fielding is good. And the throw in from Hannah Baker, restricting them to just a single. Score moves on to 10.
Yeah, change of field as well. That's always a way. Left-hand, right-hand combination early on.
How irritating is it?
It's the most irritating thing because you stick your hand up and I'm like, oh, I've forgotten where I'm meant to be, and you're asking questions. Am I meant to be here? Am I in the right place? But gets your GPS up, that's for sure. Get some extra Ks.
Well, I was going to say that there's that part of it too, isn't there, I guess?
Yeah.
They say they like to disrupt the bowler, but I suspect you also play mind games with the fielders as well, who are constantly on the move for the right-hander and left-hander. A little field change here as well. And we're seeing a fielder coming into the ring around 3rd man, and then we're just seeing a little swap round here on the leg side as well, and we're going to have a fine leg. Izzy Wong's coming to fine leg, and we've got a fielder on the extra cover boundary as well. Clearly a plan here. Hardwick bowls, cut away, and well, they've made the fielding change. That may well have gone straight down the throat that time of Millie Taylor if she'd stayed where she was. But it's 4 to the total for Lancashire.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of plan, you set your field to your best ball, and I'd say that was up there, she said, to hit out to deep cover there. She's just got a top edge, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, it certainly is. Millie Taylor came in from the boundary before the ball was bowled. I think that would have landed in her lap, wouldn't it?
Yeah, nothing more frustrating than that.
In the breadbasket, as they say. But it's 4 more to the total, and 14 for 1 now for the Lancashire Thunder. Nice shape again, and cut away once more between Perrin and Taylor, and all the way to the boundary. And again, I feel a bit harsh on Hannah Hardwick there, because nothing wrong with that delivery, just guided through the gap though by Smale for 4 more.
Yeah, absolutely. She's just hanging slightly wide, and it's just pierced the gap between Dav and Millie there. So yeah, there's nothing too wrong about it, is there?
No, nice shape as well that time for sure.
Yeah, I think we've had a field change, so Millie's now gone to the 3rd man boundary and covers come in, so hopefully we'll save those falls.
Good response from Hannah Hardwick. That's better. Just tightened up the line a little. Slightly fuller length as well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a better line for Hannah to be bowling. It's more attacking at the stumps, and definitely if there's anything off the pitch, stumps will be in play, front pad, more dismissals come in.
Still 2 balls to go in the over. 11 runs conceded from it, so it's been a tough over for Hannah Hardwick so far. Another good adjustment. This time a little bit shorter. And Perrin immediately in to field. Just one more to the total.
Yep, left hand back on strike. You can hear G shouting through the microphone.
Yeah, the shuffling and poor umpires as well, having to move from side to side.
Yeah, Gabby's getting a little jog on across to the west square
I was very
leg.
impressed by that. That was a high-speed movement by our umpire, Gabby Brown.
Get a GPS on her.
Last ball of the over then from Hannah Hardwick. And that will be a dot ball, and a welcome dot ball for Hannah at the end of the over. So 2 overs gone. Good start here for Lancashire Thunder. They are 19 for 1.
Yeah, that was a good way to finish off the over there. It would have been quite easy for Hannah to drop her head and start off with 2 wides and 2 fours. She could have just lost her head a little bit, but she did well there to just concede 1 run from those final 3 balls, I'd say.
Yeah, tough opening. Good start here for Lancashire, Aaron. That's a tidy beginning, those first 2 overs.
It certainly is, and actually I was just doing the maths on the average power play here at EdgBLASTon in 2025. It's 42 for 1. So if you extrapolate this 19 times 3, you're looking around about 57, which would be pretty decent at this stage.
I've got to say, 10 past 12 on a Sunday, extrapolate is a very, very tricky word to process, but I like it. I like it. I think he's been up all night looking through the dictionary.
Yeah. Aaron, what do you do on your Saturday nights?
I think we all know it's a lot of numbers and watching back cricket footage. Not the most exciting, to be honest. I think there's better ways to spend a Saturday.
And how did you spend your Saturday? Apart from a bit of rehab and physio.
Oh, yeah, I was actually at Wongy's house watching some TV.
Oh, well, there you go. I bet you weren't watching past performances of Lancashire Thunder, though, were you?
I can't confirm or deny this.
Good start to the over from Izzy Wong. So come on then, what were you watching last night at Wongy's house?
We were watching on Netflix.
Oh, dear. Do we want to know this? Oh, we don't want to know what you were watching on Netflix. Okay, Chloe's refrained from telling us what was on view on Netflix. If anyone's got any suggestions, you can always leave a comment on the stream or via any of our social channels, of course, at Warwickshire CCC. If you've got any idea what Chloe and Wongy were watching on the telly last night on Netflix. Let's drive forward again from Smale. This is really nice from Izzy Wong. You kind of feel after that first over as well, she might just be setting Smale up a little bit here. 3 kind of similar balls in and around off stump, maybe with a little bit of movement that have been defended well.
Yeah, absolutely. First 3 dots to start the over and just brings my momentum down a little bit. Once you've kind of broken that, remind the batters that you face 3 dots now. But obviously a very skillful bowler.
A bit shorter this time, cut away, and they're going to get a single. Perrin will field and immediately get the throw away.
That's a really good bit of fielding there from
She's electric in the
Davos.
field, isn't
Yeah,
she?
she's everywhere and anywhere that she can be.
It's very good to see someone with such enthusiasm for the game. And I suspect within the group as well, even away from the cricket field, she's probably great to have around, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. She's a good one to go for coffee with.
And watch Netflix on a Saturday night with.
Netflix, yeah, absolutely.
Wong's in, struck on the pad. That's probably going down the leg side. And I think that's probably why Gabby's not raised her finger. We'll have another look at that, of course. But with her coming round the wicket, what did you think, Chloe?
Look, well, I went up for it.
Well, of course you did. But removing that,
Yeah, it's going down.
That's missing leg stump for sure.
Yeah.
Kesteven was maybe panicking for a moment. But Izzy Wong adjusted really nicely. So we've just had 1 run off this over so far. So it's an excellent comeback. Hardwick's second over, of course, was a little expensive. But Izzy Wong has reined the Thunder back in a little here. That's going to go down as a wide. Now, I think there's an appeal behind from Nat Wraith. Is that a common thing when it's potentially a wide that the wicketkeeper may just kind of encourage the fact that there was a little tickle on it?
Sometimes I'd say, but she's a pretty enthusiastic keeper for sure.
Certainly. 21 for 1 then. Hopefully this will be the last ball of the 3rd over. Just the 2 from it so far. It's another good ball from Izzy Wong that almost got through. And they'll get one more to the total, and that completes the third over. And the Bears have restricted them so far to 22 for 1.
Every great team has its unsung heroes. The all-rounders, the heavy lifters, putting their organisation on the map. We're talking about you, the humble IT engineer, supporting EdgBLASTon across the season. They're the ones delivering, day after day.
First change of bowling, then just the one over from Hannah Hardwick from the Birmingham Ends, and we're going to see the introduction of Georgia Davis, the captain. And she bowled really well on Friday.
She did indeed, and I've got a great stat for Georgia Davis because so far this season she's taken 6 wickets for the Bears, all of which have come here at EdgBLASTon. And you look at the stats, the average of 6.5, that in itself is exceptional. The economy rate though, 4.89. That is some serious skills on display here from the Bears captain.
Yeah, she bowled really well on Friday, and straight onto the money this time. Kestevan just playing out onto the offside, and there's no run.
Yeah, I think this is a very good bowling change here from G. Kestevan's clearly having quite a tough time.
She comes again.
Strike.
Oh, there's a chance for a run out here, maybe. Oh, if there was a direct hit, that would have been very tight. That's a brilliant piece of fielding. Caris Paverley. She's done a complete somersault there, I think, on the outfield. Or is it more of a roly-poly? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Let's have a look.
She's thrown
Oh,
back.
it's very James Bond-esque, that, wasn't it? Georgia Davis just adjusting the field slightly. Really excellent piece of fielding. It's going to be one more to the total, or maybe they're going to go for 2. I thought about it, but they're taking on the arm of Izzy Wong, and that would have been a dangerous old business. Wise call, I think, for Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a really good plan from G here, is get Kestevan back on strike, have as many balls as you can, because out of the 2 of them, I think this is where you're going to get your wicket.
Yeah, clearly a matchup that the Bears favour here. Down the leg side, just missed by Wraith, and they'll get 1. And that, I'm sure, is going to go down as a wide. It is. Millie Taylor doing the tidying up, 26 for 1. Score moves on to midway through this 4th over. Does bring Smale back on strike.
Yeah, it's a tight plan here from G, coming round a wicket. Sarah Smale can only really hit it out to those 2 fielders.
She does go down the ground. Picks out Perrin. And just 1 more to the total.
Perfect.
Very tidy from Georgia so far. And in comes Davis again. This time to Kestevan. And it's 1 more to the total. Kestevan just prodding down the ground. Perrin, the ball's following her at the moment, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, you won't be complaining with balls following one of your best fielders.
No, absolutely. So, as we were saying on Friday, everything is done at 110% from Dav Perrin, and that kind of pace as well. Oh, that's down the next side, stumping. Yes, gone. It's brilliant work from the skipper, Georgia Davis, and Smells on her way for 12. And that's superb as well from Nat Wraith behind the stumps. And 28 for 1 becomes 28 for 2. And Smales on her way for 12.
What a start. 2 big wickets to start the day. Sarah Smale on her way back to the dressing room. And that's who you wanted. Last year being a second top scorer. Both top scorers from last year back in the changing room.
She's on her way back, smacking her helmet with her bat because she knows she's been done there by Georgia Davis and Nat Wraith. And obviously it was signalled as a wide because it was down the leg side. But just lost her balance, didn't she? Brilliant piece of keeping.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nat's hands there. She had no chance.
Really nice little plan. Worked brilliantly. and the stumping from Wraith, and it may have cost him a run, 29 for 2. However, it brings Fee Morris into the middle for Lancashire Thunder. And one more ball to come then from Davis's over.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a pretty good power play.
It certainly is, having lost 2 of the wickets, of course, as we always say. That trying to lose 3 always pays dividends. First ball from Morris is going to be a dot ball, and the skipper's done the trick then. Excellent work from Georgia Davis in that over, bringing about that stumping. Work from Wraith as well. 29 for 2 then, as things stand after 4 overs. And a really nice start. Don't forget you can visit the match centre as well to get all the stats and information that you want on the game. The EdgBLASTon app as well, and those lovely things that you need to download onto your phone so you can get all the information that you require watching the Bears throughout these T20 Blast campaigns. And Chloe, Caris Pavely coming on.
Yeah, this is a really smart decision, I'd say. 2 spin options coming in towards the end of a power play will just slow the momentum up again, because obviously it's a little bit easier to dispatch the seamers, a lot more pace. And yeah, Pavs has bowled really well so far in a power play, I'd say. She doesn't give too much away.
29 for 2 for 4 overs. Good start from Pavely, an excellent bit of fielding as well. She's throwing herself around today.
Yeah, absolutely. She used to do a little bit of gymnastics.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she
The
did.
things you find out,
Yeah.
you see from her teammates.
Yeah, so she will fling herself about.
Lovely ball as well. Absolutely on the money straight away. Castovan is on 4 from 11 balls so far. So they've managed to dry her up completely here.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the end, she needs to go aerial. There's a chance here. Is it going to land just in front of the skipper? It does. Georgia Davis was coming in from the boundary. Just not quite able to get there. And that's the problem. When you've been tied down a little, as we said, 4 from 11, you suddenly take a chance, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It just applies that pressure. I'm sure she'll be pretty aware of the fact that her strike rate's quite low for T20. And she'll be definitely wanting to get that up. And it just forces you to try things that you probably shouldn't be doing / won't time correctly.
Fee Morris is on strike against Pavely. That's short, cut away, and almost got it. Is a wicket. It's a brilliant catch. What a fantastic take that is. And it's gathered in by Abby Freeborn away to her left-hand side. And it's Pavely that strikes. And the Thunder have lost a 3rd wicket with a score on 30. And it's a brilliant catch again. Abby Freeborn this time. And Morris is on her way without troubling the scorers. 30 for 3.
What a catch that was. A full outstretched diving effort from Abby there. And she's got some very safe hands. So you're pretty relaxed when it goes towards her.
That was a terrific catch. The way she just dived away to her left-hand side to take that. And the fielding so far from the Bears today in these opening 4 and a bit overs has been exceptional.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's really committed to everything that we've done. And I think that's what some of the best fielding sides do, is they commit to everything, and that's all you can really ask.
Ellie Thrillng is coming to the crease as the new batter for Thunder. Aaron, I kind of have her down as probably one of the best wicket-keeper batters there is in the game.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely outstanding. And I tell you what, this is a matchup that Ellie will quite like because she loves taking on spin. Got a really, really strong sweep shot. So watch out for that in the next few overs.
Brilliant over so far from Caris Pavely then. 4 balls, just a 1 run and that all-important wicket of Fee Morris as well. So 30 for 3. Confident start from Thrillng. Another dot ball though, and if she can get out here without conceding a boundary, this is an exceptional over from Pavely.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to finish off the overs. How she gets out of the over, I'd say, is a really important thing.
Just dropped her length a little bit there. Obviously that got her a wicket, but on this occasion it will concede a single to the boundary. Izzy Wong will field. And it's 1 more for the total. And it's a terrific over in the end from Caris Pavely. 2 runs from it. And that all-important wicket of Fee Morris. 31 for 3 then after 5 overs. And I have to say, what a catch that was from Abby Freeborn. Really was quite superb in that over from Caris Pavley. She just dropped a bit short with that delivery and cut away. And it was in the air for a while. And Freeborn away to her left-hand side. I mean, that's a terrific catch, isn't it?
Yeah, that's such a good catch from Abby there. She's made a little bit of ground and then thrown herself at it. So I'm sure she'll be pretty pleased with that one.
A great angle of it as well. She's got both hands on it too, which is not the easiest thing to do when you're diving away at quite such length.
No, absolutely. I think that will be about keeping in her, won't it?
Hannah Hardwick is coming back. She bowled the second over of the innings. She's going to bowl the last of the power play. Oh, and that's up in the air. And there's a chance here, and a catch is taken as well. Millie Taylor's got it. And Thrillng has gone for 1-2, and the Thunder are in real trouble here in this power play. They've lost a 4th wicket for just 31 runs, and Hardwick, the short ball, has done the job. Rushed Thrillng into a rash shot, and Taylor with a catch. And that's 4 down with 31 on the board.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing for Hannah Hardwick there. Her first wicket in the T20 Blast so far in this competition, so she'll be pretty pleased with that. And that's there, just testing out the back foot. It's come through for her.
That's what you want, isn't it? Short of a length, very straight. And Thrillng just felt she had to kind of do something with it, didn't she? But all she's done is top edge it straight to Millie Taylor. And I mean, in terms of gathering wickets in the power play, Aaron, this is a fantastic return for the Bears.
It is. It's a fantastic return indeed. It's the first time this season we've seen 4 wickets fall in the power play. So that in itself is outstanding, especially considering that second over went for a lot of runs. Great comeback, excellent ripostes from Hardwick, and we'll have the power play comparison at the end of this over. But tell you what, so far, so good from the Bears.
Alsa Lister is the new batter, with 31 on the board. And this is it. You've got a new batter at one end, and you've got Kestevan who's scored 5 off of 12 at the other. So we've not even got a scenario of a new batter coming in and Kestevan well set. She's not really had a chance to do much in recent times. Hardwick's in to the new batter, and there's no run. So if you're out there at this point coming and you are Kestevan, and you're kind of struggling to get the ball off the square, it's almost like you two have just got to kind of just kind of sit in for a bit, haven't you, here?
Yeah, absolutely. To build some sort of platform here for Lancs to go from, and so this partnership, there'll be a lot on it if they can get going between them. Kestevan obviously struggling a little bit out there, but I'm sure she'll be feeling the pressure at the moment.
Hardwick has returned really nicely, having gone for 12 off her first over. It's been a brilliant return. Again, good length, good line, very straight. Oh, they're going to take a single onto Perrin here. Chance, but not quite there. You can't put your finger up from up here. It doesn't mean they're out, Chloe, just because you raise your hand. I think that was pretty safe. I think the bounce may have taken a little bit of that pace off that throw from Davina Perrin on that occasion.
The awareness from Dava was really, really good. Kestevan setting off slightly behind Lister there. Actually, she's thrown to the right hand.
What I will say is I'm quite glad I'm not playing cricket when you're umpiring. If your finger went up quite so easily there for that potential run out. And the LBW earlier, we've had a few gone so far if you were in charge out there today. Oh, just a slash outside the off stump from Kestevan again. Well taken by Wraith in the end. I don't think that was far away from the edge of the bat there from Hannah Hardwick.
No, absolutely. That's really good. She's just pushing it across Kestevan there, and it's quite a hard angle. She's going to want to waft at those because it's outside her eye line, but
you get the feeling this is the wicket they want, isn't it? Get Kestevan out, and it really does open up this Thunder side. She's chased it again this time, and it's gone between the two fielders. The race is on, but no chance of Freeborn, or the run was being made by Hannah Baker as well, getting there. Instead, it's going to be 4 to the total. So, little release of the pressure a bit for Kestevan there onto 9.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure she'll feel the relief there. She's been trying for quite a while just to get one away, and I'm sure that will settle her nerves a little bit.
Still a bit of a full shot, though, wasn't it? So I think that will give the Hannah Hardwick the encouragement.
Absolutely. She's gone at it with quite hard hands. She's gone hard at it in front of her.
A troubled dugout for Lancashire Thunder. Better from Hannah Hardwick, who's trying to tuck her up on the stumps again.
Yeah, that's a good line from Hannah there. Is she's pushed a couple across her, and that slightly straighter one will probably catch her by surprise.
That's a really good over so far. Just 6 from it from Hannah Hardwick. One ball to come. 37 for 4. Last ball of the power play. Cut away again, but straight to the fielder. And it is well fielded on this occasion. And that completes the power play for the Thunder. And at one point we thought they were on for a real good one here. But Aaron, it's been very much curtailed by some terrific bowling from the Bears.
It certainly has. This is actually the second lowest power play that we've seen at EdgBLASTon so far this summer. The only one which was lower was Durham's 36 for 3. So in terms of wickets lost, this is the best power play that the Bears really could have asked for. And it's interesting, we've just seen that boundary in that previous over. Lancashire went 24 deliveries without striking a 4 or a 6. So excellent riposte from the Bears. And yeah, let's hope that a few more wickets can tumble.
Yep, out the power play then, 37 for 4. At one point we were looking at around 57 maybe as a pretty average power play score for Lancashire this time round. So, changing the bowling, it's Hannah Baker who's into the attack, bit of leg spin and immediately swept, but straight to the fielder, Caris Paverley. No, it's Hannah Hardwick on this occasion, and she immediately throws it back in with some venom from that square leg boundary, and there's just 1 to the total.
Yeah, Hannah's got a pretty bullet arm out on the boundary. She's a really good boundary fielder, chucks herself around, and I definitely wouldn't take 2 to her arm.
That's the aerial, and it's over the top this time of Laura Harris. Nothing she could do about that, but Perrin's going to get there with a brilliant stop. Oh, and she's put it along the boundary rope. Oh, and the despairing attempts to get there second time round by Caris Paverley after Perrin had just kept it in and just pushed it round the boundary ropes. And the relay fielding on this time not quite working out for Bears.
No, that was a good effort from both Dav and Pavs there. You can see Dav with that thought out diving effort, and then Pavs to follow up with another diving effort, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be.
It's the Dav and Pav show. They're going to add 1 more to the total here. And it's 6 then off the first 3 balls of this over from Hannah Baker. Lister on to 2. Find out a little bit more about Elsa Lister in a moment from Aaron. Hannah Baker, though, is ready to go again. A couple of fielders out on the leg side. Give that one a bit of flight, and that's well driven. And driven for 4 by Lister. Aaron, that's a nice shot from her.
Certainly is, and boundaries really are the modus operandi of Elsa Lister. I mean, she's been absolutely outstanding so far this season, has the highest strike rate of any Lancashire player, and in fact it's one of the highest in the entire competition so far. I think we can all guess who currently resides at the top.
Yeah, I think we probably can.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see her out there. She was out last year with an injury. She didn't play. She sustained an injury quite early on, did Lister, so he missed out on 100, so she'll be back at EdgBLASTon later this summer.
Oh, it's a beauty from Hannah Baker. A lot of turn there as well. Beat Lister all ends up.
Yeah, what a ball that was. That's a beauty with Han here, as she turns it away nicely on, well, pretty much any pitch, I'd say. I've seen her turn a ball, but she has got that googly as well.
That's a lovely length to that delivery too. Same again this time. Oh, swept away, swept high, and Davina Perrin's gone up for it. She's not going to get anywhere near. That's a lovely shot from Lister, and it brings up the 50 for the Lancashire Thunder. And I think that's the first 6 of the innings. 53 for 4. Lister moves on to 12, and that's the end of the 7th over. And it's a big hit from Lister just to try and give Lancashire a little more momentum. 53 for 4. And it's going to be at the far end, Georgia Davis, who's going to come back into the attack for the Bears at the Birmingham City end, of course, far end. And so far, pleased to say, those clouds look to have lifted a little bit. Looks a little bit brighter outside and around us here at EdgBLASTon this Sunday lunchtime. Davis back into the attack. Going to be a single off the first ball. Kesteven on to 15 from 18. So not the kind of blistering innings that we really would have expected so far. But again, it's that building a platform, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I say now that we're out of a power play 4, people out on the boundary want to just keep busy in the middle and keep ticking over to build that platform.
Lister on strike. Full toss. Perrin in the action again. Just going to be 1. She'll still be fuming about the boundary after her first bit of fielding, won't she, that ended up going over, despite trying to do the relay.
Yeah, she's doing some serious miles out there.
55 for 4. Again, the right-hand, left-hand combination here. Blocked off by Georgia Davis.
Yeah, Kesteven's just will be really important for the Lancs innings here. They've got quite a fair way to go.
Well, that's a good ball. It's going to be down the leg side there. Half an appeal from Georgia Davis, but it was on the pad. It will be a leg by, but always going down the leg side.
Are you glad I didn't go up for that one?
Well, I'm impressed you didn't, actually. I was quite surprised. I mean, your bias tendency, obviously, is going to send you up for everyone, but bit of air this time, and it catches the outside edge. But obviously there's no slip in place. It's going to run away to the boundary for 4. Really nice ball again from Georgia Davis. A bit of a false shot in the end as well from Lister, but she'll get 4 runs for it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so frustrating. It's just kind of got the toe of it, really, to go that fine. And there's enough pace on it to go away for 4. So not a bad ball at all. There's nothing you can really do about it. It's just one of those frustrating ones.
60 for 4. Last ball coming of this 8th over. 1 for 13 so far from Georgia Davis. Tried the leg side plan again as they got Wraith. This time it's given as a wide. There was no moving out of her crease there from Lister.
No, we've also seen a little change. Mid-wickets come out into both behind the bat to protect the over.
That's going to be a dot ball to finish the over. And after 8 then, the Thunder move on to 61 for 4 as things stand. So a reminder, if you are watching our stream today, which of course you are, don't forget to like it. Remember to click on the thumbs up. We like a thumbs up, don't we? You can't do a thumbs up at this point. Look, you have to do a thumbs up too. And last time around, I think we got to about 1,000. So we should have a little competition between those watching on Friday and those watching today, and see if we can get over 1,000.
Yeah,
that would make sense. Wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
But don't double click. They're the rules. Do not double click, because if you double click, it unlikes it. So we don't want any of that too. You can leave a comment as well. So get liking and leave a comment too. It'll be fantastic to hear from you throughout the stream this afternoon. And of course, we'll have a second stream later for the men's game between the Bears and the Derbyshire Falcons. Caris Paverley, just 2 runs and a wicket from her first over. She's back into the attack and immediately fields off her own bowling.
Yeah.
Caris as well. I mean, just in terms of confidence, are you seeing her grow? Because obviously, as I said last season, I saw you two together quite a bit. She just seems to be becoming a more confident player every single time I see her.
Yeah, absolutely. She's so young, and I think her confidence grows every time she plays, really. And when things go well, obviously 1 for 3 so far, I'm sure she'll be pretty confident. But yeah, she's worked really hard and made some really big improvements, and yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Yeah, very much so. There's a wise head starting to develop on those young shoulders, I think. That's for sure. 62 for 4. Just direct her own field here. Just moving Hannah Hardwick around on that leg side. And a little bit more movement. We've got Izzy Wong out on the boundary in the covers. And that's going to be wide of the off stump, but not a wide. Well, I wondered if that was outside the tram lines there, but maybe there was a little bit of a movement from Lister, which made it acceptable for being outside those tram lines. It's another dot ball. It's a better line. It's cut away. Izzy Wong will field. And it will be one more to the total.
Yeah.
Those tram lines are a bit frustrating, I'm guessing, when you're out there, because you do see a little inconsistency at times, and I'm guessing the tram lines are there to provide that consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. It depends on what you're doing, whether you're batting and bowling, how frustrated you get with it.
Movement of the batter does play a part in that for sure. Slightly quicker ball there from Karras, and it is a dot. 63 for 4. Laura Harris fielding at mid-off. That's just worked out onto the boundary again. Wong will field. And it's a really good over again from Karras Pavley. Just 3 singles from it. 1 for 5 for her from 2 overs. And we're seeing a good return here economy-wise from Karras Pavley.
We certainly are, Adam. Yeah, it's been excellent so far from Karras, and we spoke about this on Friday. In terms of her bowling, it is coming on leaps and bounds, and I've got to be honest, I think she was quite unlucky against Somerset. Finished with those figures of none for 21. That reinforces our point about economy, just 7 runs per over. But today, I mean, look at that last over, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1. Absolutely marvellous stuff.
Millie Taylor had a good day on Friday, and she's coming into the attack from the Birmingham City end, furthest away from us. Had a chance of a hat-trick on Friday, didn't she?
Yeah.
We wouldn't mind seeing that again today. Oh, first ball, she's almost got a wicket as well. And Wraith just unable to take it cleanly. I don't think there would have been a chance of a stumping, but wasn't too far away from that off stump.
No, absolutely not. Kestervin's just played a little bit around that, and she's quite hard to get used to, as Millie's the only left arm unorthodox in the country, so you don't come around her very often.
No, nice bit of flight in that delivery as well. It's 1 more to the total. Kestervin on to 18 from 26, so still not really picked up the pace of her innings so far.
No, not yet, but I'm sure she will after this platform. This is turning out to be a really good partnership here between Lister and
Perrin can't quite get there to cut that one off. It's 4 more to the total. Partnership moves on to 38. And the score for the Thunder on to 69 for 4. And Perrin will be frustrated. She was stretching.
Yeah, she covered some serious ground there and threw herself at it, but Lister there has just pierced the gap perfectly, dead between the two.
Yeah, it was a really good shot in the end from Elsa Lister. She's on to 22 from 12, so she's making a significant move here for Thunder. Getting a bit more air. And that's a lovely shot as well. That's going to be cut off, is it? Oh, it's brilliant. That's superb. Absolutely brilliant. And the excitement on the face there of Karras Pavley when she cut that one off and realised she'd managed to do it. It's a brilliant bit of fielding.
Yeah, that's such a good bit of fielding. I won't lie, I thought that was going for 4, and she's really carved that off. Full outstretched dive.
Now, the ground fielding of the Bears in this game so far has been superb. Well, this time Taylor is swept, and swept well for 4. And it's 4 more to Lister. So it's turning into an expensive over from Millie Taylor. 11 from it so far. Not quite the most expensive of the innings, because that was Hannah Hardwick's 12. He's nodding.
It was indeed, yep. And I'll give you some more stats at the end of this over, because there's quite a nice comparison to what we saw on Friday.
You will, because we'll be at the halfway stage, which means Chloe's going to go and leave us in a moment, aren't you?
Yes.
But you'll be back later.
I will, absolutely.
You're going to go and entertain the masses and sign some autographs right now? Is that the plan?
Absolutely, a little Q&A somewhere.
Very nice. And that's just a prod forward in the end from Lister to finish the over. And 75 for 4 then, and we've reached the halfway stage of the Thunder's innings. 10 overs gone. Go on then, Aaron, what you got for us at the 10 over mark?
Yeah, something very nice indeed. So on Friday against Somerset, the Bears were 73 for 5 after 10 overs, and then we saw a blitz, didn't we, from Laura Harris. 77 from just 34 deliveries, completely changed the narrative of that game. You look at Lanx's innings so far, 75 for 4. If there was to be an alternative to Laura Harris, it would be Elsa Lister. I mean, she's got the 3rd highest strike rate in the Blast so far. She's striking at 200 nearly today. Watch out, there could be some fireworks if the Bears don't get her wicket.
Yeah, the partnership here is 44 as things stand, and it's going to be a change of ends for Georgia Davis. That drilled down the ground, and Laura Harris takes the sting out of it. Perrin's going to mop up, and it will be one more to the total. And the departure of Chloe Brewer, of course, brings the arrival of Artif Noaz.
There we go. It's brilliantly said. A bit like Birmingham City Airport. Very nice. Bit of departures and arrivals. You've got some sandwiches, by the way.
Well, I knew you were here because I could hear the rusting of crisps behind me.
Yeah, they were good. They were really nice. I enjoyed them. I actually made Aaron watch because he was working, obviously, but I made him watch as I ate my sandwich.
Davis is in, and that's going to be one more to the total. What have you made of it so far?
It's been really, really good. I thought initially, at least, the ball was swinging a little bit, so I thought, okay, that might have vindicated that decision to just to put the Lancs team in. But a bit like the Bears, they're quite a resilient team. They bat quite low, so even if you get a good start against them, as the Bears have done today, you're not guaranteed a strong finish. You have to keep pushing all the way.
Yeah, partnership up to 47 now. Davis is in, and again, it's a bit of a full shot from Lister. And it went aerial for a moment or two. And I think Callis thought just for a second it might be coming her way, but in the end it's another dot ball to the total. Oof. Well, again, it's a heave and a miss.
Well, she connected with that. She might have sent it to Cannons Hill Park, but as it happens.
We saw a few of those from Laura Harris on Friday.
Yeah.
It was a big heave and a miss. Just encourages Georgia Davis a little bit more. And again, it's another full shot on a top edge this time. Just didn't quite carry to Millie Taylor.
It's a lovely bit of flight from Davis. She's just adjusting her flight quite well. Some of them coming in quicker and faster, and some of them just holding in the air, just outfoxing the batter at the moment.
3 dot balls in a row, which tends to mean we're going to get a swipe of some description, which we do. And again, it's well fielded, and it'll just be 1 to the total. And that's a really good over, again, from Georgia Davis. Just 4 from it. Score moves on to 79 for 4. And I was talking with Chloe about the quality of the outfielding from the Bears today. Has been exceptional.
It has, especially when you consider there's a little bit of weather potentially about and maybe a bit of residual moisture. It did rain yesterday in Birmingham as well, so they've done quite well. They've been throwing themselves around. Great body language, I thought, and that's been from the offset as well, as you sort of expect from a team coming in off a win on Friday. But they just feel really good about their cricket, and also they know that there's this could be a big day. They could end up top of the table. They need one thing to go their way and one really strong performance from themselves. So they have been really strong. It's really good to see, and it bodes well for the rest of the season.
Izzy Wong's back. And she bowled really well in her first spell, actually.
She did. Let's see if the ball continues to swing for her. It's still quite overcast here at Edgbaston.
Yeah, change of ends didn't seem to work for her the other day, but she's coming in from the City end this time. And that's a first ball down the leg side, but no wide. I think it
got a bit of
pitched.
bat.
I was going to say it pitched on the stumps.
Yeah, and it got a little bit of bat on its way through to the keeper, but it was a sort of an attempted slow ball that went wrong, and Lister sort of misread it as well, and it's just a pleasant dot for everybody.
She did that on Friday, didn't she? When she came back, there was a lot more slower balls.
Yeah.
The kind of early pace of those first 2 overs was sacrificed for slower balls on target, and the odd ball that she was running her fingers over the seam, and this time that's gone away to the boundary for 4. So it was well read that time by Lister, who's menacingly moved on to 33 from 21 balls, and that's the 50 partnership.
Yeah, that's very well spotted as well by Lister as well, because she does disguise her slower ball well. It's a similar arm action. She just cuts her fingers across the back of the ball, as you can see in that replay, and she's played a terrific shot.
We'll get the numbers on that 50 partnership in a moment. After this ball from Izzy Wong, that's down the leg side, and that'll be wide. 1 more to the total, 84 for 4. What we got?
Yep, so 52 off of 37 deliveries so far. Elsa Lister scoring 5 fours and a 6. I mean, this has been some innings so far. Said about the comparisons to the Somerset game on Friday. I'll tell you what, if Elsa Lister can stay in for another 3-4 overs, we could see quite a high score and high targets for the Bears here on this Sunday afternoon.
She's on to 33 from her 21 balls so far. What can Izzy Wong do about it? Oh, slower ball almost sneaked through.
Yeah, it was a Yorker from Izzy Wong, very well directed as well, and Lister had to really jam her bat down in time to keep it out, but that's a really good ball. You don't see fast bowlers aim for those Yorkers so much anymore. There's ramps and sweeps and all sorts of shots in play. But you know, it's good to see it. I quite like the Yorker. It's a bit of a throwback these days, sadly, but when it's executed well, there are a few things that are more impressive in a fast bowler's armoury.
Is it about the law of averages, and there's the potential to get it wrong is more catastrophic than anything else you can bowl? It's kind of why I've always thought maybe it's a bit slow, and that was a slower full toss that's just smacked back down the ground over the top of Georgia Davis, and to the ropes for another 4 to Lister, and that slower ball not quite working out that time for Izzy Wong.
Well, again, well weighted by Lister as well. Izzy Wong she's kind of lost her radar a little bit. You get the idea, you understand what she's trying to do, bowl a full Yorker with a little bit of dip and beat the batter, but right now Lister's up to it. And you're quite right, it is a very small margin for error if you're trying to bowl a Yorker. If you're a little bit too full, it's a full toss, a little bit too short, it's a half volley.
Wong again, it's a slower ball. This time she's come round the wicket, and it's another wide. This happened on Friday when she went to that far end. She just seemed to lose her rhythm a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is something she is struggling with. It's started well enough. She's bowled that one good Yorker in between, but I feel like she's in a few different. She hasn't quite decided the delivery she wants to bowl at the top of her run, and this is becoming a problem because she's thinking about executing 2 or 3 deliveries and not getting it quite right just yet.
It's a full toss. Could be above waist height, that potentially. See if the umpires do have a look at each other to discuss it. No, it's okay. And it's just going to be 1 more to the total. I'm guessing you don't have this, Aaron, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Just potentially whether there's any kind of statistical evidence that backs up her preference of bowling from the pavilion end. He's shaking his head half,
Unfortunately, I don't have that to hand.
Okay,
however, I do have quite a good stat which we'll touch upon at the end of this over surrounding this partnership.
Okay, well, we'll come back to that in a moment or two. 90 for 4. Last ball of the 12th. Down the leg side again. We're going to get another one. There's an appeal, though, from Izzy Wong, and well, the only other player that's gone up is Davina Perrin, who's fielding it mid-off. So nothing really from Nat Rafe behind the stumps.
It's turning into a very long over, this. It's going to be a 10-ball over at the very least, assuming the next one's a legal delivery. And, it's not great for the Bears. They've done quite a good job just reining these 2 in, but now...
Here comes 1 to finish the over. That's better. It's straight, and it's going to be 1 more to the total. So not the best of overs from Izzy Wong, and that completes over number 12, and the Lancashire Thunder are 92 for 4. Uh, 92 for 4 then. Partnerships up to 61. Hannah Baker is back into the attack. 16 of her first over. And that's going to be a boundary. And it's Kestevan who moves on to 26. And maybe she now feels it's time to put her foot on the accelerator. Partnership now at 65 here, Aaron.
Yep, and the stat which I was going to mention, this is Lancashire's highest partnership for any wicket this season. It's also the 2nd highest 5th wicket stand, the highest being Caris Pavley and Katie George's 75 in the opener against the Blaze. So very good going here for Kestevan and for Ailsa Lister.
It is now within striking distance of bringing up 3 figures as well. The score on to 96. Hannah Baker, I think that stung a little bit when she took that.
A bit of a wince there from her as it came back, but it was struck very firmly by Kestevan, who's now seeing it very well, playing some lovely shots.
She is, and certainly this was the worry with Kestevan. The longer she spent, she would start to build that platform, wouldn't she?
It's a terrific piece of fielding at mid-off there as well. It's a terrific shot, a terrific little effort there, because if it went either side of it, that was going to go for 4. Now this is a bit of a test for the Bears captain, just to get her troops in the right places. These two batters are seeing it well. Bowler needs to execute, field needs to back her up. Just one fielder in the deep, sweeping quite a long way in front to square in the covers, and deep backward square leg and deep mid-wicket in place.
That's drilled down the ground, not far away from Hannah Baker getting there. It's just started to rain as well. Gary Barwin and his team are sat away to the left on the hover cover. You can just see a little bit of light rain in the air. A few umbrellas have gone up around the ground. We knew some was coming, just not very heavy at the moment, thankfully. Perrin's going to field this one.
Yeah, it's just a light drizzle at the moment. It's not very heavy, as you say. It's the kind of rain where if you were in it for a few minutes, it wouldn't bother you very much. You'd be indoors and dry very quickly, you'd imagine. But I can see a few of the fans making their way to the covered portion of the stands where that's available. It's a few umbrellas as well. That's not great.
Baker, it was a wrap on the pads, but no, it's evaded everybody. And it's another wide to the total. Brings up the 100 for the Thunder. 100 for 4 then, with one ball remaining in the 13th over. 8 off the over so far. Oh, that's got to be out, surely. Yes, it is. I think he's hit both pads there, right in front of the stumps. And Lister's on her way for 39. And finally, the Bears have the breakthrough on this partnership after they added 69 runs for that 5th wicket. But Lister's on her way, LBW to Hannah Baker.
Yeah, there's a terrific piece of bowling from Hannah Baker. Just the extra bit of flight given. Lister's annoyed with herself because she'd been picking the flight so well. She'd been waiting on the slower balls. She'd been waiting on the changes of pace quite effectively up until here. If we look at this delivery from Baker, she still gave it lots of air, plenty of room to turn, and a complete miscalculation on the premeditated shot from Lister. There was no need for her to do that. She was batting so well, but the Bears will take it. The reprieve that was desperately needed has been gotten, and a little bit of rain, it's still there, but it's I don't think it's threatening too much at the moment. Just taking a look at the ground now, they just sat comfortably. You can see the new batter King making away, and a little bit of drizzle there in the background, but it's not heavy at all. Hopefully it'll just pass. It's alright, it's not that, but you don't need hats and umbrellas, you're okay. Well, look at that, that guy's got his full hoodie just scrumpled on his face.
I like the fact they used an umbrella to keep the legs dry as well. That's that's quite an impressive touch.
Nice
there's
umbrella.
an on-brand umbrella there as well. Millie Taylor's in. Oh, and they almost got Kesterman as well. Well, that would have been a double breakthrough that would have been very, very welcome for the Bears.
Well, they're just giving the ball so much air right now, and it's working out, really challenging the batters to pick up on that flight.
It's going to be one more to the total.
I quite like the strategy from the Bears. Just slow things down, put the impetus on the batting team to try and create the pace, to try and create the strength to get that ball away. A very clever way to try and dry up those boundaries that were threatening to just put the Bears under a bit of pressure. They've still got a very good platform here in Lancashire, so important for the Bears to just sneak a few more overs in quietly if they can here.
Alana King to face her first delivery. It's carefully watched. We'll get some numbers from on Alana in a moment from the Badger in his den. 3 more balls to come in the over from Millie Taylor, but she doesn't mess around here. There's not much time to fill in between balls for sure. That's swept away. 1 more to the total.
It's a really economical action that she has, and this is bodes so well for a player like that. I can tell you, by the way, the rain, I'm pretty sure has almost come to a stop. It's still drizzling, but it's got lighter.
It does look a little bit lighter now, doesn't it? It's not as obvious as it was. Still a few hiding under umbrella, but most of them I think have gone down at this moment in time.
Well, that's interesting. Covers come inside the circle for Kesterman. No one in the deep in the covers.
Taylor, just nips it through, and Kesterman has missed that. He's missed everything, in fact, and lands in the gloves of Wraith behind the stumps.
We'll see now the field makes you think she wouldn't hang it outside the off stump. She's going to keep it quite straight with long on and long off back.
She is again. Oh, she's got it this time, and it is the double breakthrough. And it's Millie Taylor that strikes, and Kesterman's gone for 29. And all of a sudden, the Bears have wrestled control of this game again. as the Thunder slip to 102 for 6.
Well, I feel like they've all been to the flight club recently. There's just so much air given to this ball as well. Again, challenging Castevan to try and keep up with the trajectory. She wasn't able to do that, and that's a set batter. A batter who's playing some really lovely shots, very comfortable with the pace coming on the ball, quite liking the ball coming onto bat. But when challenged to go chasing for that ball, to watch it in the air, they've come a little bit unstuck. Again, just taking another look at this. With that field, we knew it'd be a little bit straighter, not outside the off stump. In it came, and just a very simple piece of glove work as well behind the stumps. Lovely bowling from Millie Taylor. And the Bears very much back in this, maybe back on top, I'd say.
Yeah, that double breakthrough has really made the difference, and you have to say it will just stall the two set batters who had that terrific partnership, ending up out in the space of those 2 overs. 102 for 6 then. New batter is Tara Norris as well this time, who comes to the crease. And Aaron, we just talked briefly about Alana King. We've got Tara Norris as well, so we've got 2 new batters to introduce to the audience.
Yep, we have indeed, and with Alana King has a career best of 33 not outs in the T20 format, and something you'll notice a lot, especially against spin, is the sweep shot, because she used to play a lot of tennis, also used to play softball back in Victoria. Yeah, great little fact about Alana King. She was a ball kid at the 2011 Australian Open, so there's a nice little tidbit for you as Baker bowls here.
Yep, it's Baker back in, obviously having taken a wicket at the end of her previous over. That's well fielded by Callis. The score moves on to 103 for 6. And then what you can tell us about Tara Norris?
Well, Tara Norris so far this season has got 11 runs in 4 matches with so in terms of the batting options now for Lancashire, in terms of the big hitters, you'd argue that they are gone. Lister has been the destroyer in chief, but we all know these two, very, very talented.
Indeed, Norris on strike and will get off the mark immediately. Harris will do the fielding.
This is a very good phase for the Bears as well. The drizzle coming down a little bit as well. It's not the most comfortable conditions for a new batter to try and assert themselves. Ball not coming onto the bat, lots of air being given. I really like the way Georgia Davis has opted to just stick with spin for now.
Indeed, that just forced King back into her crease a little. 1 more to the total. And it just shows, and this is where we talk about losing wickets early, isn't it? Because they're kind of moved into a scenario now where we've got 2 batters at the crease who you know, yes, they're competent, but they're not the big hitters that you want at this stage. And that loss of those 2 wickets, coupled with those 4 earlier, has made really life difficult in this closing passage of the innings.
Yeah. It's what we call the Laura Harris factor, isn't it? They don't have that Laura Harris to lean on, as the Bears do, and just having those, it's just a layer of comfort for a batting team as well to know that you got a player like that to come. Again, as we keep saying, they're very capable, both these 2 batters, but these are not ideal conditions in which to set yourself.
Bit of room and flight from Baker. Goes through Wong, but Harris will collect on the boundary, and it's 2 more to the total. 108 for 6, and again, what was looking like a really imposing total, the Bears have done a brilliant job of pulling it back here, and again, wickets key in blast cricket, as we saw. It's a loose ball from Hannah Baker, and it probably gets the treatment it deserves, and that completes the over. 112 for 6 then, off of the 15 overs, and a loose ball from Hannah Baker. And it's dispatched to the boundary ropes. And 5 overs to go then, and the Lancashire Thunder 112 for 6.
Yeah, it was that last ball just took the pressure off a little bit, didn't it? I was kind of hoping for a strong finish there, getting out of that over quietly, but it was a poor delivery really from Hannah Baker, because it was pace on and it was poorly directed as well. If they've learned anything from the last sort of 7 overs or so, it's all about taking the pace off, challenging the new batters to pick up on the flight. Again, this is something that Davis will be thinking about, the captain of the Bears, as that drizzle continues to fall.
It does. Caris Pavley is into the attack again. 1 for 5 from her 2 overs so far. We had 10 off that last over from Hannah Baker, who's been a little expensive today. But with 5 overs to go, the target probably something around 160 might be where Lancashire are looking. Paverley has got the wicket. Oh, it's a no ball. It's a no ball. Too high from Caris Paverley. And I'm assuming that may have slipped out with those slightly damp conditions that we're seeing out there now. She's going to try and dry the ball, but it's a free hit for the Thunder.
Yeah, it's such a shame because it was a really good catch, really well judged as well by Davida Perrin down at long on. It was quite high. Everybody got that indication. But as a fielder, you don't immediately know, and she sort of had to make a decision about how far that ball was going to hold up in the wind, and got just really beautiful technique in that. And it's such a shame it's not going to be go down as a wicket, because I thought it was a very good moment to just show someone how to take a catch at long on.
Here's the free hit, and it's missed completely by Alana King, and there is no run from it. So the punishment is just that of a no ball, and well, the fact that they didn't get the wicket they probably deserved.
Yeah. It's a good piece of fielding that from Perrin. Not a great delivery though, if we're honest.
No run again. It's better from Caris Paverley.
Yeah, this will suit the batters a little bit though, just because she gets the ball through quicker. You know, she's a more sort of conventional spinner, gets the ball through a little bit more quicker than through the air, doesn't slow it down as much, and also she'll be keen to fire it in as it's a little bit damp. She's got that cloth you can see tucked into her trousers. She needs that to keep the ball as dry as possible and avoid it slipping out of the hand.
Field's well set. I mean, they're going to get a single here. It's Hannah Baker. And she felt that, as you can see.
Well, it's cold as well. The colder your hands are, the more painful it is when the ball comes careering into them. And, you know, with the drizzle about and things like that, there's a bit of moisture there as well. It's no fun. A wet ball especially. I don't know what it is. When the ball is wet, it hurts more when it hits you. Yeah. There's some signs to that.
I'm sure it doesn't quite soak up water like it used to in the old days when it became incredibly heavy to try and bowl as well. That's not far away again, is it there? Norris has got a little edge on it, and it's going to go all the way to the boundary ropes for 4. That's unlucky for Caris Paverley, and I'm got a feeling that's probably the first boundary she's given away. I'm looking to my right. I'll let him try and work that one out, but I think it may be the first boundary she's given away in this innings.
It's good value for that shot, though. Just knowing that the pace is on, there's no slip in place. Third and fine leg up inside the circle, so a thick edge will trickle. Even with the moisture that's now there on the surface, it will get there with the pace of Paverley.
I think Paverley making the point to the umpire. Look, this is turning into a horrible ball to bowl with. Can we have another one? Bar a soap job, it would probably be like right now. Quicker, shorter, and good mixing it up from Caris Paverley.
Yeah, she does have that extra bit of pace and just a very short dynamic action, as a lot of these bowlers do, but the ability to just go a little bit quicker from a standing position is quite impressive, and she's working really hard on that ball, just trying to get as much moisture out of it as possible. Probably has a looser grip on the ball when she releases, so any little bit of moisture makes a big difference.
Last ball of the over. Oh, it's a good one as well, and it just catches the outside half of the bat, and it'll be one more to the total then, and it's 119 for 6 then. After 16 overs, King on to 10. Norris on to 7. So with 4 overs to go, then I like to do this at this point, just to kind of think, well, what kind of total are we getting to here? What do you think, Artie?
Well, I think they'd want Lancashire would want 10 and over from here, so I think they'd like 160 plus. But I think right now the Bears have the opportunity to pull it back. So if I was predicting, I'd go in the 140s, the high 140, 149.
149. Aaron, what are we thinking here with 4 to go?
I shall say 145.
145. And I'm gonna go 151.
Okay. What? Just two? What is this? Just 2 over business?
Well, that's how you do it, isn't it?
I'll go 151.5.
Right. Here's Millie Taylor. 1 for 13 so far. That's a huge hit from Alana King. Well, we said they were more than competent, and Alana King demonstrating it there. That's a terrific shot into the hollies.
Might need to change our predictions there. But that was a terrific shot. She picked up the fly. It was, again, not a terrible delivery from Taylor. It was flighted, it was straight. But Alana King just picked it up so quickly and so powerfully. That's probably the longest boundary to hit at the moment. She cleared it comfortably, 5 rows back in the hollies, over that family that's sitting over there. Oh, keep your eyes open.
Goes again this time. Little straighter, and the outstretched right arm of Caris Paverley was never going to get there, and it's 4 more to the total. And Alana King showing the class that she's got 20 of 11 balls.
Yeah, terrific striker, and like, you know, a lot of lower order batters, that region at mid-wicket is the one that she's going to be looking to pepper, and this is going to be a bit of a challenge for the Bears bowlers. Can Millie Taylor think about hanging it wider outside the off-stump, taking it away from that hitting arc? Because she's shown her cards a little bit here with those last 2 hits, Alana King. She wants to hit to mid-wicket, and if that's what she wants to do, you have to make it very difficult for her. I'm thinking fuller, maybe quicker, outside that off-stump.
A bit flatter this time, you would think, potentially, for me. No, she's giving it air this time. She's going to go outside the off-stump, and instead it was drilled back just past her, and Paverley fields.
Yeah, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Yeah.
and that's a good result right now, with King going after it, getting her to the non-striker's end. But yeah, just I think right now the Bears have to be acutely aware that they were in that phase of the innings where the batters are going to go after them. They've got 4 wickets in hand. Both these batters know how to swing a bat well, so it's all about control here.
It's the closing down sale, isn't it? Everything must go. That's the approach. If the chance is there.
January 1st.
It's a better ball. Again, flighted, but it was well read by Norris, but no room really to manoeuvre.
Those old sales have gone now. It's all sort of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, things like that.
Again, plenty of flight. Just 1 to the total. 1 more to come. Don't forget, if you are watching on our stream, get liking the stream. Did you hear we had no competition trying to beat Friday's total, I think is what we're trying to do.
Oh, really? We're trying to beat
over 1,000 on Friday.
Wow,
so
1,000 likes.
I know, today if we can get more than 1,000, I think we'd love that.
Yeah, we really would. It just makes us feel good, so drop us a little like.
Can you specify who you like as well? Oh, that's up in the air. This is going to be out, surely. Oh, Perrin's misjudged that. Has she? No, she hasn't. It's another brilliant catch. The outfielding today has been sensational from the Bears. And just for a moment, it looked like Perrin had misjudged it. But she's dived forward, and that's King on her way for 21. And it's 131 for 7.
Well, she did misjudge it. She was late to respond to that, was Perrin, but adjusted so well. She didn't know whether to go back or forward. She didn't pick it up immediately as well. But as you say, dive forward. And it just stuck in the fingertips, the long fingers. It just sort of held in them. And that's a big wicket at this point. King could have been destructive. She already hit 2 huge 6s over mid-wicket. That's the region she favours. Bowler challenged her to try and clear that fielder again. And a terrific catch there from Perrin. As we look at it again, just picked it up a little bit late, diving forward, full stretch, sliding on the surface, picking it up and chucking it back in no celebration. Just another day in the life of Davina Perrin. She does that for fun, easy. Tough catch, maybe for you, mate, not for Perrin. Easy.
What a cricketer she is. Grace Johnson comes to the crease, and it's a sneaky little wicket there for Millie Taylor at the end of a tough over, because she went for 12, but actually she's picked up her 2nd of the game. And that woman, what a cat! Yeah, look, she's pleased with herself about that one. I can only imagine the heart must have been racing when she suddenly went, "Oh no, I'm a bit far away from this one."
And then she done full stretch forward as well as one of the hardest angles. Also worth noting, her glasses didn't fall off as she took it. That's really impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Right, we've got 3 overs to go here. 131 for 7. As I say, Grace Johnson, the new batter, but she's not on strike as Georgia Davis comes in to finish her spell with her 4th over, and that's 2. I think they'd be disappointed that ended up as 2. Izzy Wong was the fielder, but it is 2 more to the total.
Yeah, she's got a lot of ground to cover. It's a big old gap in the covers, a big old region, and she's there pretty much by herself at the moment.
Well, Tara Norris had only scored, I think Aaron said 14 runs all campaign, and she's already up to 11. So she's having a good day, Aaron.
Yeah, she certainly is. This has been really sensible stuff from Tara Norris, and I'll tell you what, that wicket of Alana King was massive. Spoke about that career best of 33. Looked as though she would have easily cleared that, striking it, well, again, almost 200. So, yeah, great riposte that from Millie Taylor, and as we head into these final few deliveries of the first and Lancashire's only innings, could prove to be a big moment, that.
First ball here for Grace Johnson to face, and she's gone straight down the ground immediately, and Perrin's going to not quite get there, but there will just be 1 as it's fielded in the end by Caris Paverley. So there's 1 more to the total.
Very disappointed there Perrin's glasses fell off her head.
I'm not surprised why
She
she
made the dive.
threw herself down
I
that
know,
time.
but it was like they're super glued on her head. They haven't moved all day. When she took that catch off the no ball earlier at long on, and then when she took that catch at mid wicket, they just don't move.
I'll say we've got a couple of really good catches to battle it out for catch of the day. I mean, it was quite obvious the other day with Laura Harris, but here we've had that effort from Abby Freeborn, and also that one from Dav Perrin as well. Two excellent catches, and as we've said a few times, the outfielding and the catching has been superb today from the Bears.
Already thinking about that Virtue Player of the Match later on, who's going to join us up in here in the studio.
And that's away by Johnson again, just one to the total. So again, it's another good over here from Georgia Davis, considering this is over 18. 6 so far. 137 for 7. Partnership of 6 already for these two. Norris probably key to getting them over the 150 here. Oh, she's trying to turn that round with a reverse, and no chance of a run out. I don't think they're going to get there quickly enough. So it'll just be one more to the total. And they'll finish the 18th over 138 for 7. Norris on to 12, Johnson on to 2. Now, as far as I'm aware, our good friends at Lancashire Thunder TV have been in touch.
Admin believes the game is available to watch on a certain Bears TV. Wonder where they came up with that logo.
How rude is that?
Lancs TV. Well, no, it's not even remotely similar. I think they're completely different. I think if you find one of them is like one of them is Calibri and the other one is Calibri Bold, and also the size is different. It's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Not in the slightest.
Also, look, we've put a play logo in our R. So if you look at the R in the
Yeah.
Bears, so we've got a play logo.
That's a very good point.
Ingenuity.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't got an R to do that too, but I like the way we've done it.
Yeah.
It's good.
They could put something in the C.
And I like the fact they're potentially enjoying our stream today.
Yeah,
very nice of them
listen.
to watch. Don't forget to click like if you are, guys. Please, that
Yeah.
would be really helpful.
Give us a like. Even if you think it's a similar logo, just give us a like.
And then we might like them back later in the season.
Yeah, we will. We're like for like. Let's do it.
139 for 7. Caris Paverley, who really has had a super day so far with the ball. Let's hope she can finish this off with the next 5 deliveries. What we've got, we're into the 4th over. 1 for 12 so far. I mean, this is terrific stuff from Caris Paverley today.
It is. I quite like that. Excuse me. I quite like
You're
that.
excused.
Yeah, thank you. Perrin's already sort of built up enough of a reputation fielding at mid wicket. They didn't even think about the second run there.
Norris on strike. I should have blessed you. Sorry, not excused you. So bless you for your sneeze. Oh, down the ground. Norris has hit big. She really has hit big. That's gone all the way for 6. That's a terrific shot from Tara Norris, who's having a day out for the season today, it would seem, Aaron.
Yeah, she certainly is. That is a wonderful shot as well, isn't it? Full face of the bat, lovely, languid, fluent motion. Look at that. Holds the pose a bit as well. Really nice shot, that, from Tara Norris.
Our prediction's wrong. The rain's just got a little bit heavier. We have only got 9 balls left of the innings, so I'd be really surprised if they came out, but there's a little more activity away to our left-hand side from the ground staff. And actually, Davina Perrin, just having a look at a little stretch there of a left hamstring. I think someone's just said, are you okay? And there's a conversation between Caris Paverley and Georgia Davis as well. Yeah, that rain has just got a little heavy. You can see it a little more.
It's turned into that sort of chubby rain now.
Chubby rain? You can't say things like that nowadays.
The chubby rain. It's just rain. I'm only talking about the rain. Chubby rain.
I know.
It's a reference to a film. Have you never seen Bowfinger?
Funny enough, no, I haven't.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, okay.
Steve Martin.
No, I've
You
not
like-
seen that.
you
I
like
do
Steve
love
Martin.
Steve Martin, yeah.
You'd like it. You'd like Bowfinger.
Roxanne was one of my favourite films, actually, many years ago. A real classic. 146 for 7 then. So our predictions, by the way, were way out, so we might not do that again.
Unless they come off for rain.
I was going to say, yeah. We were both, I think Aaron's already out the game. He said 145,
145,
didn't he? You and I at least still in it for a couple of balls more, maybe. Here's Caris Paverley to continue. As we say, just 9 balls left. So I think they'll probably stay out there to get through the 20 over. At least there's a chance for a run out here, maybe. Yeah! Oh! No. I think the throw wasn't close enough to Caris Paverley. Looked like they were in real danger then. And it did look like we were going to be saying goodbye to Johnson, but no.
No, I think it went to the wrong end, that throw. We needed to go to the keepers. That's where the player was slower to respond. It was Tara Norris, who they wanted to get Tara Norris obviously back on strike as many of these last 8 balls as possible.
Waverley again. That's going to be a wide, is it? No, they're saying it's got a faint touch. Well, it's not a wide. Didn't touch it. It must have been a bit of thigh pad.
Yeah, I can imagine a bit of pad. It's getting quite consistent now, the rain.
One more ball to go. And Paverley's in. And it's straight down the ground. It's going to bounce once before reaching Georgia Taylor. And that completes 4 overs from Caris Paverley. And that's 1 for 22, Aaron. So again, really nice figures from her today.
Excellent figures indeed, yes. It's not her most economic go this season because she got 1 for 20 in the County Cup on finals day, but in terms of the blast, it is her most economic. So very, very well bowled, Caris. That is quite the 4 over spell.
Looking a bit grim out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a few under their hoods and a few under those.
Are they coming off?
And there comes the hover cover.
Off.
They've decided that's enough. Not going to get through the final 6 balls.
Well,
means 149. Look at you, Artie.
Look at me, bang on the money, wasn't I? Bang on the money. Well, hopefully, I'm kind of hoping to be wrong still. They might still be able to get back for that 1 over if it's only a brief delay. But I think it's a sensible thing to do. We don't want anybody to be in danger. And obviously another match to come a little bit later on as well. So I think with that in mind, the ground staff have decided let's just get back on. I think they tried their best as well to let the innings run its course. But it is quite significant now, the rain, and it's significant enough for the covers to come on. It's not catastrophic, and we have brilliant drainage here at EdgBLASTon, so when it stops, I feel like it'll be a reasonably quick clear-up operation. May even be immediate, really. The umpires are still out in the middle as well. They haven't gone anywhere, so maybe they're not expecting this to be too long. So I wouldn't go too far. Hopefully very, very soon we'll have some live action back again, but does give us a chance to sort of reflect on this performance so far from the Bears. We expected these two teams, Adam, to be quite evenly matched as well. So we're looking at that the big sheet, the big bed sheet, I like to call it. Although you could probably a little bit too big for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want that on my bed, if I'm honest.
It'd take a lot of folding, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of folding.
Yeah,
it wouldn't fit in the washing machine either, I reckon. But we thought they'd be evenly matched. It's been quite a strong performance. You got some rain information, have you?
I'm just looking at the old radar. It's actually a snow radar, but it does pick out the rain for you. And, well, yeah, we've got a little spell coming. If this is... I mean, if any of these things are ever accurate, because it says it should have been raining for about the last 40 minutes and it hasn't. So
yeah,
it looks clear then from about 1:35, which is what, about 10-12 minutes. We'll get a spell before the odd shower throughout the rest of the afternoon, I think. So hopefully this is going to clear. It did look for a while as though it just lightened up a little in terms of, I mean, they've not even gone back to the dressing room. Most of them, as you can see, are sat bound by the dugout areas. So maybe there is a general feeling this isn't going to be a lengthy process. And again, what we always can tell is when Gary and his team start unravelling the 2 side bits off the main cover, then we know we're in for a little bit of a delay, and they haven't started doing that yet, so maybe that's a positive.
No, and as you said, we can see the Bears players right now just chatting away. There's the Lancs players just chatting away. Tara Norris hasn't even taken off her pad, so I think they're anticipating being able to get back out there for that last over pretty quickly, but they're in good spirits, and I think they've got good reason to be as well. It's 144 is the average first innings total. I think we haven't adjusted it since Friday, but I don't know. Aaron
probably has adjusted it.
Have you adjusted it, Aaron?
Friday.
Is it more than 144 now?
I haven't. However, for this season, we're looking at around about 180 because we saw 193 against Durham and 172 it was against Somerset. So in terms of the median, it's around about 180 for this year. The key thing to look out for, though, and this stat is very much still from the regional setup, the highest successful run chase here at EdgBLASTon, at least in the 2020s, was 147 between the Sparks and the Thunder. So maybe that could come into consideration today, but in terms of this total, Lancashire have done a fantastic job, and you have to give full credit to the likes of Ailsa Lister, Tara Norris, and of course the aforementioned Alana King.
Oh, it was snack time.
I was trying to work out who was getting what. I was, that Thunder, and I quite like it in a Tupperware container as well, well organised.
They've got well structured. I did notice they had, and there are other. We don't have to say this, but there are other brands. The Rice Krispies Squares bars. Have you seen those?
I've not. Believe it or not, I've never had one.
that you can get various flavours now with
Can you?
toppings on. Now, look, what I will say is a snack. It's only 137 calories. There's quite a bit of sugar in it. However, as a tasty snack, you know when you had those cornflake cakes in the bottom and Rice Krispie cakes, it's a bit like that. It's lush. And I noticed one of them was tucking into one of those down below.
Don't need one of them. Got an apple, me. That's that's all I need.
You've got an apple that you've been cradling for the last
Yeah.
half an hour or so.
Well, I can't eat it on the air, but I did have.
You were tempted. Well, I thought you were going to actually.
I thought about it. I've got a
Yeah.
little mute button here because it's quite a nice looking apple. Actually, it's got a nice bit of shine on it. Probably does well off a good length, I
I was
imagine.
going to say, I think it would. Should we? Aaron, do you want to run us through the card? Is that something you can do just to fill some valuable airtime while we're looking to see this rain's actually going to stop at some point?
I absolutely can do that. So earlier on we saw the wicket of Emma Lamb, the returning Emma Lamb of course from England duty, getting out for 5 from 4, and the delivery from Izzy Wong was absolutely delightful, wasn't it? Let's face it, if you've not seen that on the socials, Warwickshire did put it up on the Instagram. It is an absolute delight, so go and watch that in the meantime while we see this delay. In terms of the other kind of scores too to note from this innings, Tilly Kestevan 29 from 37 deliveries, not the quickest by any stretch of the imagination, but the key there was holding down the fort, playing the anchor role in this innings for the likes of Elsa Lister, Alana King and Tara Norris. In terms of the Bears bowling, Millie Taylor 2 for 25, then of course you got Caris Pavley, we spoke at length about her, 1 for 22, very economic, and to be honest, wickets all around today. Every single one of the Bears bowlers has taken at least 1 wicket, so very much a team contribution for the home side today. So yeah, the current score 149 for 7. We hope, we keep our fingers crossed that the inclement weather ceases here at EdgBLASTon, but that is pretty much the current tale of the tape as we head back to our commentators in the studio.
I think it's got a little brighter actually. I really do. Looking out there, it does look a little bit brighter than what it was earlier.
It does. It definitely does, and you can see that by virtue of the fact that there's been absolutely no activity to spread out those covers. They're just waiting. They've obviously, you know, Gary Barwell, who's the head of turf management here at EdgBLASTon and at Warwickshire, he obviously has access to some kind of app and radar, and he knows that there's a specific time that this rain is supposed to stop. So he's just waiting it out at the moment. They're not spreading out those covers. It's not heavy enough to make things a little bit dangerous. We've got one big wide cover across some of the training wickets, the ones that the batters use for their mobile nets and things like that. That's been covered at the moment, but other than that, there isn't much coverage, and I can also see very few umbrellas. Umpires are going to be walking out to the middle very, very shortly to have a look as well.
With no brolly.
With no umbrella, so...
It's a good sign. Well, I mean, Simon doesn't need any to keep his hair dry, like me. And Gabby's brave.
Well, the big issue is, is that they have to wait for the rain to stop.
I think I'm looking, it looks like it has. Should we...
Even if it was really, really, really light rain, they couldn't go on with that. They have to officially wait for it to stop before they can resume for safety reasons and things like that. I can see a couple of players have made their way
and there is a little bit still falling, actually. I can see. It's just very faint stuff. But what we need is someone to go outside and check it. Now, usually we send you because you're eating your sandwich in the back, but we can't do that today. You need to stay here and keep me company. But yeah, there's a few of the players just having a wandering around. I'm glad to see that Tamina Perrin is moving okay, because she looked like she was stretching her hamstring out in the field before we had this break in play. But Gary Barwell giving the full lowdown, as he likes to. Interesting they put the cover over there and haven't bothered really with anywhere else.
Yeah, I think that's possibly because of the sort of angle of it. It picks up a little bit more and it's a bit slippery because those have been mowed, those pitches have been mowed. They haven't gone across yet. Maybe they don't feel like a lot of rain has come, but it is something that they'll keep monitoring, and I think it's very, very faint at the moment. You can see players, everybody's just wandering around. As you can see on the far side of the pitch, you can probably see one of the players with the coach. There we go, some jackets, because it is a bit nippy here. It's not very pleasant weather, but it is a bit cold out there. But other than that, I think this rain is just frustrating right now, which is a shame, because we've got quite an intriguing contest here between two teams that are quite evenly matched, and this is, I guess, I'm sure Surrey and Durham are watching this and thinking, we'll take the rain. We'll take the rain in Birmingham. Yeah,
obviously Surrey and Durham are the other game that's being played today in the Women's Blast. That gets underway at 2 o'clock, so half an hour or so, and it's just worth reminding you, because it may be the first Bears Women's stream you've come across so far this season. The format of the competition is that it's 14 games they will play, so they each play each other home and away. And then the top side goes straight through to finals down the 27th of July at the Kia Oval. The second and third will play off in a semi-final on finals day at the Oval that day too. So it's the top 3 who are really key. And one of the big changes this year, and in the men's blast as well, obviously it's 4 points for a win. So obviously in the men's previously it was 2 points for a win, but now we're at 4 points for a win. And there's this bonus point that's in play as well in this competition, and that's about scoring 125% more, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to keep the opposition to 125% of your score.
Ah, that's it. Yeah.
So if you scored 200 and they scored 125, you'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the way to think about it. But they did that. The Bears women's team did that on Friday. Picked up that bonus point. And it might be a little bit tighter to get today because Lancashire have already got to a decent total, 149 for 7. I'm hearing some sort of rumblings that they might possibly go straight to the second innings and not finish this innings off. Though some of the Bears players I've seen have gone across to the opposite side to possibly just change their gear.
It's a bit murky there, doesn't it? And that's where the weather's coming from today. Just behind our screen out away to the left-hand side. So it's coming over our heads here in the pavilion. It does look a little bit grey, I think it's fair to say. But I would say, I think from my naked eye, I think it's stopped raining.
Yeah, it's very hard to tell. So I go by the side screen at a far distance to work it out. There's probably still drops of it. The official word is that we're waiting for conditions to improve before the umpires make a decision, but they are just floating around waiting for things to officially change and things like that. So we'll wait and see. I was going to tell you a little bit earlier, Adam, by the way, that I was making my way back up to the studio, went down to say hello to people in the crowd and all that kind of stuff, and then made my way up the lift, and just as I
did they demand your presence, the people in the crowd?
Of course they did. I made a dash for the lift, and who was in the lift alongside me?
I mean, that's a fairly open question.
Two I can't say people. Two species.
2 species. Oh, I'm going to guess it may have been 2 potential furry bears.
Yes, 2 furry bears. I had Carmen and Hugh Bear both in the lift alongside me. So that was a very pleasant journey.
3 hairy bears in the lift.
3 hairy bears. Well, slightly less after I've had my trim, but yeah, no, that was fun. We had a little chat in the lift as much as you can with the 2 bears, and that's on my social media stuff. Ooh. You can find it there if you want it.
Ooh, so we've got players warming up for Lancashire, but we also have, I think, that big sheet cover is about to be removed, and the tags are being put up on the main hover, which would tell me the main hover is going to be coming off too. And both umpires not headed back to their changing room this time. They've actually wandered over to the dugouts, is where they're heading to inform both captains, I think, as to what's about to happen.
Oof, big throw coming up. That's a big old throw. I think you were quite right with your sort of sixth sense there in between, where you suspected it to stop raining. It had stopped raining, and they just wanted to make sure that it come to a complete stop, which it now has. So they're going to get those sheets off, a little bit of blustering, and then they'll pull that sheet off. And I think
rope around. Do you think?
Maybe.
Or not necessary.
I think it was so light they might not need to. Here comes the noise. And that's from the very noisy helicopter-esque hover cover here at EdgBLASTon. And that's going to be pushed across. The umpires have had a chat with the players, let them know what's what. And the Bears players that made their way across to the dressing rooms, they're going to have to come straight back.
I think some of them have, yeah. I saw Georgie Davis is still down there as captain, of course. She'll have just been informed of the decision in terms of what's going to happen. There is 1 over remaining of this Lancashire Thunder innings, 149 for 7. I would say probably the time that we've lost, in theory, shouldn't have an impact.
On overs.
Yeah, because what's it been, 15 minutes? I did say at 1:35 it was going to stop, didn't I? What's the time? 1:34.
Yeah, there you go.
My app's
there we go.
Good there,
very good. That's a good rain app. The batters haven't taken their pads off yet either, so that tells us that we're probably gonna see the last over as well. And Tara Norris is sort of tied up her head to put it in the helmet.
And who's it beneficial for, do you think? The fact they're going to come back and bowl 1 over? Because I'm going to guess it's Izzy who'll probably come and bowl it.
I don't think it has a huge. Like, this is one of the rare instances where I don't think it massively benefits either team. The batters didn't have a tremendous amount of rhythm. I mean, Tara Norris did play some nice shots, but I don't think it's going to have a huge impact because this last over 3 wickets in hand, they're going to be swinging. The Bears are going to be defending the boundaries as much as they possibly can. I think Lancs would love to get another 11, 12 runs off this over if they possibly could go past that 160 mark. And for the Bears, it's just the inverse of that. They're keeping them under 160. Anything close to a run a ball over, they'll be really, really pleased with. So it's just about sort of going through the motions here. Unless something extraordinary happens,
Yeah.
I think this is this over is about going through the motions, and the real intrigue will start when the Bears come out to bat.
And in terms of the side batting first, this is a below par score this season, isn't it, Aaron?
Yes, it is. I think that is actually something to just note. Of course, we are going to see the full 20 overs here. Those previous scores of 193 and 172, so slightly below par in terms of this season, but in terms of overall picture in the 2020s, still very much competitive this for the visitors.
Restart then is in 4 minutes' time.
Excellent. That's a really good turnaround. And it is going to be a resumption from the point we left off. So full game still. We're still getting a full game, I believe. And that's very, very promising. The Bears players have come back across as well. I can see them making their way back to the dugout. So 4 minutes' time, bang on 20 to 2 is when the game will resume. And it's fascinating, really, where they go from here. The Bears, I mean, I think they've done quite well. There was a point in time where we were looking at upwards of 180.
Yeah.
You know, maybe even close to that 200 mark. They were batting so well. After the early 3 wickets, they came back really strong. It was a very Bears-esque performance. There was a little bit of, a sort of stare callous about the way that they recovered. But since then, those wickets fell, and the use of flight so productive for the Bears, and they're still in terrific spirits. Or maybe they just like the song being played.
Yeah, I was going to say
now.
they're singing, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they do seem to like to do their moves. It's Umbrella, isn't it, Rihanna?
Oh yeah, that makes sense because of the rain. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. They know what they're doing downstairs in the sound tent, I think.
I've been hearing it for years. Every time it rains, they just go to Umbrella, and it's like somebody else. I mean, it's an easy goal there. If you're a pop singer out there, just write a song about umbrellas or rain, and at least the cricket will keep you in business for years.
I tell you what, it generally is brightened up as well, isn't it? It does look a lot brighter around, certainly from our vantage point here, high up in the pavilion at EdgBLASTon, and we will be ready to go in about 3 minutes or time. And we're having Dancing Queen now as well. I'm not sure what the connection there is between the weather and
because they were dancing just now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so I think they're literally just shadowing the players as
oh yeah, no, they're clapping. I can see them actually down to our left-hand side. There we are.
There we go. Oh, they're actually dancing. There we go.
They are. Caris Pavley, no surprise, is right in the midst of the dancing and the grooving. Chloe did reveal to me that her and Izzy were watching something on Netflix last night around Izzy's house, but she wouldn't tell me what.
What was it, something embarrassing?
Well, it must have been something quite embarrassing.
Did she just forget to mention, or was she like,
no,
I'm not going to tell you
I said
what
to
you're
her,
watching?
what were you watching? She went, oh, just something. It's like, so maybe it was embarrassing.
I bet it was wrestling.
Is that on Netflix nowadays?
Yeah, it's all on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
I mean, other streaming platforms are available. Which
yeah, like YouTube, like where we're streaming right now.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Very
Don't forget
good.
to like us, remember?
Who needs a Netflix subscription? Everything you possibly need, you can find it on YouTube. Well, maybe not everything, but you can certainly find a lot of cricket there. Yeah.
And we'll have a separate stream later as well.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously for the men's game with the Bears taking on the Derbyshire Falcons, looking to build on that victory that we witnessed here on Friday, of course, against Durham.
There's Superman in the crowd.
Oh, so there is, yeah. Is it Superman or is it from the Goonies?
Yeah,
he wore the Superman T-shirt, didn't he? On that occasion as well.
Yeah. Well, the players are out, and this
Sloth?
is
Was it Sloth?
It was Sloth. It was Sloth.
It's 40th anniversary of the Goonies.
Is it really?
This year, yeah. Remarkable, isn't it?
I watched it years. I watched it in Morocco, oddly enough.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just on TV. And
Nothing better to do in Morocco than watch
well,
the
I mean, I
Goonies?
was a kid in a hotel room, and it was just on. I was like, oh, this is quite good.
So
and you learn about the legend of the film of the film a little bit later. This is I quite like that the umpires have managed to get the stumps in very quickly, very swiftly. Everybody's in position. This is how it should be done. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I watched a lot of cricket over the winter and the spring, which is really drawn out. And I won't name any names, but there's 3 initials that come to mind. And those games are so frustrating for their inability to get things moving swiftly. Just little things, just every excuse to just draw out the game as much as possible. That is not the case in the Vitality Blast. I love how quickly the games happen, particularly the women's games. Outstanding.
And I'm right in thinking as well, the eliminator for that 3-letter competition not mentioning finished at, was it like 25 past 12 at night?
Yeah, I was on broadcast for that, so I vividly. What I remember happening is we came in for the broadcast. It was delayed by 2.5 hours because of rain, but they didn't remove any overs.
Of course they didn't.
So even after a 2.5 hour delay in a T20 game, we had a full match. It was a good match, to be fair.
But if you're watching in India and in the ground, how on earth are you getting up for work the next morning? Anyway, last over. Here we go. We're back underway. Izzy Wong, slower ball, and it doesn't go all the way through to her. I think it bounced just before. And there's a dot ball. Maybe a 149 is on here.
Maybe it is. You were talking about the IPL. I was talking about the Belarusian Premier League.
Oh, okay. Where they play on those Astro wickets. Yeah.
Astro wickets.
Thought so.
Yeah. There we go. Come on, 5 more dots from Wong, and I'm in here.
Well, you are. I'll take 2 singles with my prediction of 151. Second was slower ball again, back down the ground, and it's just going to be 1 to the total. Oh no, they're going to try and come back for a second here, and I think they will, unless the stumps are hit. No, it's a good effort from Georgia Davis, and they get away with 2.
It's actually terrific running from Johnson. She was going to the danger end. I mean, it was a far end where Tara Norris was going to the striker's end. She was always going to be a bit behind, but the ball was never going to get that far, and she knew that, Johnson. So excellent awareness. Even if there was a direct hit, she'd find herself at the non-striker's end, so willing to sacrifice herself for the good of her team.
Norris, season best score, 23 off 19. Check with Aaron what a career best score is. Oh, that's a good ball from Izzy Wong with a bit of pace this time. Having been slower balls before, there was a bit behind that. And I'm looking to see if he's got the answer already. No, not quite there. He's just told me I'm out. Just give me the out symbol.
I would like that little bit of tail from Wong. It would be interesting to see if Lancashire can take advantage of that as well, because there's still a bit of swing in the air. It's got a lot brighter, but it is still what I describe as overcast here at EdgBLASTon.
It is 151 for 7 then. 3 deliveries to go. Izzy Wong 1 for 24 so far today. Enough to see that one change to a 2. That's up in the air, and a chance maybe for it too. Or has it got everything on that? Oh, it's going to go for 4. Didn't feel like they got all of that really there, Tara Norris, but she did. She got plenty of it and brings the boundary up.
Yeah, it was a good shot from Tara Norris. It was quite a safe shot as well, because she just had to clear that mid-off fielder up inside the circle. Long on was quite wide set, so at the very least it would have been 2 runs to her. But very intelligent awareness of the field again, and this is what you have to do at the death of an innings. When you're swinging, you want to give yourself the best possible percentages.
Norris on to 27 from 21. Slower ball, maybe a no ball, is a no ball. It's going to be a free hit as well. This is not what the Bears want in terms of trying to restrict this total from Lancashire. Norris moves on to 29, and she's going to get the free hit as well, Aaron.
Yep, she is. I just wanted to double check in terms of the opponent, and I'm right. It was against Warwickshire, her career best. It was 59 not out. So
she's having a good day as well today.
Exactly. So, yeah, certainly likes to pile on the runs against the Bears, does Tara Norris. But this has been a cracking effort, hasn't it? Especially after the wicket of Alana King, you thought that things might just slow down slightly. I'll tell you what, she's done an excellent job of keeping these runs ticking.
She has 158 for 7 then.
Here's the free hit.
Yeah, it is. Only can be out, of course, if run out. So if it is a catch, then it won't count, but they'll just get 1. Now they're coming back for second. Oh, there's a chance here, surely. No, it's gone to the wrong end again. I mean, the ground fielding's been excellent. The catching's been excellent. Just a couple of opportunities on the run-outs that they've chosen the wrong choice.
And they had to know that was going to happen as well. They want Tara Norris on strike for every one of these balls. And Johnson very happy to sacrifice herself at the non-striker's end. But they had to know. She just had to hold her nerve and throw to the keepers, or just a better throw at the bowler's end, and they would have had their player.
Last ball then of this Thunder innings, 160 for 7. That's up in the air, and it's going to land safe. And they're going to get 2 more, and it means the Bears will be chasing down 163. For victory here, because the Thunder innings has concluded at 162 for 7. A very handy 8th wicket partnership there of 31 between Grace Johnson, who added 3 to it, and Tara Norris, who scored 33. And the Thunder finish on 162 for 7, and it will be 163 required when we restart for victory. As we've said, it's a below par score for this season so far here in the Blast, but the average being kind of 144 in the past. It's a fighting total from Lancashire.
I think so. I think it's a pretty good total actually from Lancashire, considering the strength of both teams as well. It's not a mismatch at all. They're quite evenly matched, and amongst 2 evenly matched teams, that's a pretty good total. Anyway, 162 for 7 is with the Lancashire Thunder, and the resumption will be very, very soon.
Every great team has its unsung heroes. The all-rounders, the heavy lifters, putting their organisation on the map. We're talking about you, the humble IT engineer, supporting EdgBLASTon across the season. They're the ones delivering, day after day.
Welcome back to Bears TV here at EdgBLASTon, where we've had a rain-interrupted first innings come to an end, and a good score from the Lancashire Thunder. 162 for 7 is where they end up, and we've talked about it being a below-par total in terms of what's happened this season. But for me, Chloe, I don't know if you'll agree, but for me, because they're 2 evenly matched teams, I feel like that's quite a strong total. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Aaron said he's disappeared for some lunch, but the average here at EdgBLASTon is 144, so anything past that is a pretty decent score. And I'd say especially for Lancs, their power play was the lowest of the season so far. Highest wickets taken in the power play. They've done really well to reach that total.
Yeah, they did bat quite well, and we'll take a look at some of the highlights from that innings very shortly as well. It was a little bit of that rain delay. That last over ended up going for 12, which was, I think, it was a bit expensive from a Bears perspective, even though they kind of they'd done the hard work up until then. They'd got their 7 wickets, so you'd sort of expect to try and maybe get a cheap one in at the end. But that 12 runs, I keep thinking that 12 runs could be quite significant by the end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think once you go off for a rain delay and you come back, your momentum in the field's killed, and batters can kind of get themselves together and go again, because it doesn't really matter that last over if you get out, and you might as well go out swinging. Yeah,
they certainly did, and they even in the dugout they stayed quite positive. Did the Lancs? I can see them out there practicing all the way through this delay. They had their little break, and they preempted what's going to happen here. Had their little break while it was raining. It's nice and dry now as well. Still a little bit overcast, so maybe the ball will swing a little bit. Talking about the swinging ball, let's take a look at some of the highlights now from the Lancashire innings with the Bears bowling performance. Let's take a little look at some of the ways, particularly early doors, I thought the ball was swinging a fair bit. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. See, here's Izzy Wong with that new ball, and it really did move. I mean, look at that delivery, just came back in. How do you play that as an opening batter?
You absolutely can't, and that's Lammy back from international duty, and she's got an absolute seed, so you can't play that.
Yeah, just came right back in. I mean, she looked back at that and thought, well, there's nothing I can do about that. And fair enough, really. I'll take another look at the replay. As we say, Emma Lamb back into the Lancashire team. Just looks back. There's not even
a lot of disappointment that she kind of knows it's a great ball in the conditions, the best possible ball that she could have bowled on that occasion. And then we saw the way that she bowled. I mean, that's what I'm thinking might be a factor early in the innings as well, because Lancs have the seamers in their team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Lancs have some good swing bowlers. Grace Potts was with us last year and she's moved on. She moves the ball away pretty nicely, but I think conditions would have changed slightly as it has now rained, maybe cleared the air up a little bit, less humidity around. So
yeah, we can only hope. It was a top edge, terrific catch. The catching has been so good from the Bears as well today. In the outfield, in the infield as well, just really, really alive to the situation. There'll be an incredible catch coming up a little bit later from Davina Perrin. We might see two in these highlights, actually. There was one off a no ball as well at one stage. But I've just been really impressed with the way they've fielded and applied themselves in that infield and on the outfield.
yeah, absolutely. The girls have really chucked themselves about out there, and it kind of shows reducing runs and saving plenty of runs around the boundary. So yeah, they've done really, really well hitting the ground.
Yeah, there were some nice shots from the Lancashire players as well. Terrific innings there. Just really picking up this changes of pace quite well. For a while, that middle partnership, it was the biggest partnership against the Bears as well. The two of them batted so well in tandem and put real pressure on the Bears bowlers. And that's the point we were thinking, well, they could easily get to that 180, 200 mark. This was the partnership. And, they just picked up the length so well. Look at that, the beautiful drive as well. Just they tried everything. I noticed there was a concerted effort to take pace off from the Bears, and it was a strategy that they struck with for quite a while. Even though they stuck with for quite a while, I beg your pardon. Even though the attacking shots kept coming. Now this was it. This was the big breakthrough, and that was where I felt like they pulled the innings back from Lancashire a little bit.
Yeah, that was absolutely crucial. A fifth wicket partnership is 50 for Lancs there, and that was what they needed really to break, and luckily for Lancs.
Yeah, it's a lovely delivery that as well. Perfect from Millie Taylor, just perfect length. And the air, this is a great example because, I mean, the bowlers, the batters have been coming after you and still giving the ball flight. Also, the field was set quite well for that delivery as well. I remember just challenging to go through the covers with nobody deep in the covers at that point, even though it was quite late in the innings. There were some terrific shots from Alana King later on in the innings from Lancashire. Just played some lovely shots, and Tara Norris towards the end as well played some nice shots just to bump up that total. But I felt like breaking that middle partnership, that's where we took runs away from that Lancashire innings, and this was a tremendous hit, a big six out to the Holly stand, about 6 rows back. This one went. As I don't think Millie Taylor will want to see this one again, but we'll take another look at it. This one bounce forward just in front of the scorers, the sound tent. It was a terrific shot. That bat looks solid from from Alana King, and then came the catch from Davina Perrin. This is the one. Oh, we'll get another look at this in a minute, but this was tremendous because she had to adjust to take it. And next one, another big six. This was Tara Norris, wasn't it? Over inside out, over the covers. It's such a difficult shot to hit. She made it look really easy. And, yeah, that was a really felt like a very valuable innings from Tara Norris at the end of that Lancashire innings.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say Alana King and Tara Norris coming back at the end there after that 5th wicket partnership was crucial there, because it's kind of elevated the Lancs score. I wouldn't have said in a power play that they would have got to this total, but the fact that they have is, hats off to them. They've done really well. Yeah,
just played some really nice shots towards the end. As that was off Baker, just going inside out over the covers, and there was Perrin in the deep, who has been outstanding generally in the field. That was just a rare moment. A rare moment. She'll be annoyed with us. She'll be like, "Look, I fielded so well. I took a stunning catch, and you still had to put that in your highlights." But I think overall the Bears did do quite well. They might be a little bit annoyed about, just the way they let that last over go. That was a big shot as well. It's a big six. That group of fans in their bucket hats.
I'm enjoying the shirts.
Yeah, the shirts and the bucket hats. I like the kind of nice little combo. And they just I felt like they finished reasonably strong. The Lancashire team, even their thick outside edge, just trickling away down towards deep third for 4. They just picked up all these bonus runs towards the end of their innings. And 160, I mean, it's not an imposing total. You sort of back the Bears to chase this down, but they're going to have to be on their game. Players like sort of Perrin and Callis and for me, definitely Laura Harris. They're going to have to come to the party.
Yeah, absolutely. You're hoping that your batters are going out and doing their job here, taking the challenge on head on. Because I say if they win to power play, I'll ask Aaron in a minute, but if you win a power play, what are your chances of winning the game? And I think that is what they'll go out there to do, is to look to start off strong. Abby Freeborn and Davina Perrin are heading out now, and yeah, you can put some faith in these girls. Yeah,
both batters are very keen. They've made their way out to the middle already. It's looking nice and bright out in the middle at EdgBLASTon as well. EdgBLASTon, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to be on like a major television broadcaster for the BBC at one point and call it EdgBLASTon. It's going to happen. I can see the Lancashire team making their way out to the middle as well. They just huddled up. Looking very determined, as are Abby Freeborn and Davina Perrin. So this promises to be mouth-watering. It's going to be a heck of a game. I think it's going to be quite close, neck and neck. But if the Bears come out on top, they will, at least for a couple of hours, go to the top of the table. Right now, we're going to give a little break to Chloe. That's wrong-footed me. I thought I was going to take a break, but as Chloe's going to take a break, and Adam Bridge back in alongside me, fully fueled up after a bit of sandwiching, I hope.
9 minutes is not a lot of time to consume your lunch.
Oh,
Let's put it that way.
I could eat like 8 sandwiches in 9 minutes, mate. Which one did you go with?
I had the 3 cheese and onion.
Ooh, 3 cheeses.
Apparently so, yeah. I think that's what it said.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron's nodding because he had the Ploughmans.
Oh,
so.
the Ploughman. I quite like the Ploughmans.
Yeah, there's a bit too much green stuff in there for my liking. But
Well, that's the thing. It's not actually a very healthy sandwich at all. It's quite high in sugar, but it makes you... because there's some green in it, it creates the illusion of healthiness. That's
we like illusion.
We like a bit of illusion.
Well, she just finished batting, but Tara Norris has now got ball in hand from this pavilion end as we're about to get things underway. So we're a couple of minutes behind schedule, but I think we're ready to go. Davina Perrin will open up at the far end. And here we go. About to get us underway. Nice shape as well to start with there for Norris. And there is no run off the first ball.
Yeah, just a little bit in the air for Tara Norris. She's a very good swing bowler, but yeah, I think the point that Chloe made is valid. Like with the rain having gone, the air isn't as heavy, so maybe we don't expect as much swing in this innings.
Ooh, a little bit there onto the pads, wasn't there?
Yeah, just conventional swing with the new ball there from Tara Norris. Great exponent, and they're going to take advantage of the overthrow.
Oh, Abby Freeborn may have been struggling, but again, the throw to the bowler's end wasn't the best.
No.
It wasn't perfectly on target.
A couple of runs, though, for Perrin. She'll take him. Get off and running, and they will keep that power play score in mind. So all the Bears, very achievable total this certainly. They've beaten this total already several times this season. Just about facing up to this high quality Lancashire bowling attack.
Nice bit of movement as well, but Davina Perrin's dealt with that. It's a beautiful shot, that stunning drive.
That's just glorious. It was overpitched from Norris for sure. There was a bit of swing on it, as you say, but just picked up the line so quickly and just drove it so beautifully. Such a picturesque shot that from Davina Perrin. Picks up 4 down to long off. First boundary of the innings, and it couldn't have been a more classy way to start.
So I'd say it feels like a gettable chase. It 157 required. We'll just check in with Aaron in terms of successful chases. It feels like quite a tough total to chase down in terms of historically.
It is. So actually the previous highest was 147. That was the target, and it was last season actually here at EdgBLASTon in the game between the Sparks and the Thunder. The Sparks winning that by 8 wickets. So this is quite a high run chase today.
Bit more movement again, this time into the pads of Perrin, and she deals with it beautifully. 4 runs all the way to the boundary rope.
Yeah, this is an opportunity here for the Bears with the pace of Norris being able to just use that and just manoeuvre the ball to those gaps. That's well picked up by Perrin. Knew that Fine leg was up inside the circle, just had to get either side of her and pick up a boundary. And now it's Lancashire under pressure. They've already conceded 2 boundaries first over. Perrin finding her form early.
Does she look to be not moving as freely?
Well, she did sort of grimace a little bit there, and she did rub her hamstring again. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but
You get the feeling maybe she's thinking, actually, my leg's not feeling great. I'm just going to get this done. Let's get this done.
Yeah. She's also just making Norris wait a second while she is comfortable with all the field positions. That wind.
Very open stance, hasn't she?
Oof. It's a nice looking drive that as well, but well fielded. They so she keeps the open stance to the left-hander coming over the wicket, so just to negate the angle that the left-hander and they would normally get. So you often see this with right-handed batters, just angling themselves sort of with their feet are pointing at extra cover rather than at point, and it's a very, very efficient strategy, and it works quite well. And well, she's all smiles at the moment, is Davina Perrin, so maybe slightly concerned maybe about the hamstring, but I think she's okay for now.
Yeah, it looks like she is struggling a little. As she wanders back, there is a little bit of a limp there, no doubt about it, from that earlier bit of deft work in the fielding. I'm sure that sprint for those 2 and those buzzers as well probably didn't help the cause. But it's going to be Grace Johnson. Having a good stretch now once more. It's Davina Perrin. Yeah, it's definitely that left hamstring, isn't it?
Yeah, she does look like she's in a little bit of discomfort. She's a young player as well, and sometimes there's a little bit of boisterousness of youth where you don't really want to admit to it or make a big deal about it. But hopefully she'll be okay.
Johnson then to Abby Freeborn. That's wide first up. And 1 more to the total. So 10 off that first over. Really good first over. I think Chloe was going to ask the question, actually, Aaron, but she's not here. I'll ask it instead. Winning the power play, does that secure you a victory generally?
Well, it does this season. In fact, the Bears are 2 for 2 when they've surpassed their opposition's power play. So, yeah, I think in terms of the mind games, definitely could come into play today.
Excellent. A nice shot from Abby. She only get 1 for it.
Yeah, it's a protection out there for Johnson, because she does drop it a little bit short on occasion, and she also goes looking for swings. So you know that leg side wide that we saw first ball, it was her attempt to be a little bit greedy and see if she could bring it back into the right-handed batter, but it hasn't quite shaped for her just yet.
Kate Cross and Sophie Eccleston, 2 kind of familiar big name absences from this bowling lineup for Lancashire Thunder today. No run.
Yeah, Kate Cross with the international team at the moment.
She was, yeah. They finished yesterday.
Yeah.
I did wonder as they finished yesterday whether
they
might kind of.
Players, yeah. Maybe they get the day off having secured another series win.
Well, it was also only a 21 over game yesterday, wasn't it? So
yeah, but I mean, you say only a 20, but they're the whole time, right?
Oh, I know, yeah.
It's a full day for them.
Yeah, but she shouldn't bowl as much, really, did she? She probably would have expected to. Or Perrin is gets a life, really, you would say. Norris will field, but it was the drop after the aerial shot from Perrin, and a bit of fortune for the Bears.
Yeah, there's a tough chance there for Norris. It was going very quickly. It was a nice connection from Perrin, but it was aerial, so there was a bit of risk attached. Might be able to get another look at that at some stage.
Freeborn is back on strike. Score on to 13. That's going down the leg side.
No appeal from the bowler either, so it was just kind of a dead giveaway. Just surprised Abby Freeborn there with one that just came back in towards her, but comfortably going down the leg side. And quite impressed with Johnson's range here, to be fair. And she very quickly made the adjustment, looking for outswing early, realised it wasn't really coming, and now looking for inswing and executing quite well, I think.
I'm always keen to see how these batters set up, and Abby's is quite an interesting setup, isn't it? She's quite still. There's not a lot of movement going on in the body, is there?
It's an economy of movement thing, and it makes you look quite graceful. Also makes it creates the illusion, or maybe it actually has the impact of giving you more time on the ball. So the later you are responding, the more time you have to adjust your shot to bring your bat through, to guide your bat, to angle your bat, whatever it is you want to do. You just give yourself a little bit more time with that stillness.
High bat raise, and this time she does move and come down and edges it away, and it's going to be 4 runs for Abby Freeborn. She was very still until she started moving. It's 4 more to the total, and the Bears, in reply, move on to 17 without loss at the end of 2 overs. Johnson feel a little hard done by, right through the gap where a slip may well have been, but it is 4 more, and it's a good first couple of overs. 17 without loss.
Every great team has its unsung heroes. The all-rounders, the heavy lifters, putting their organisation on the map. We're talking about you, the humble IT engineer, supporting EdgBLASTon across the season. They're the ones delivering, day after day.
Going to see our first spin. Sophie Morris into the attack.
Yeah, it's astute this from Lancashire. The pace on was suiting both Perrin and Freeborn. It worked really well to take the pace off the ball for the Bears, and the Thunder trying to follow suit.
Morris from the pavilion end. Perrin comes down and whacks that into pads. Hopefully not onto the ankle, because that's always quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or the inside of the knees, always a bit nasty, isn't it? Well, that's pulled away with some power. That has literally flown off the bat. She's just got everything into that, and the pull over mid-wicket or to mid-wicket, just one bounce for fantastic shot.
Just all power, wasn't it? And just timing. It wasn't even that short from Morris. She just went deep in her crease, did Perrin. It's the kind of shot you often see her practicing in the nets as well. Just that pull shot over mid-wicket. Tiny bit short, but so quickly in a setup, going deep and swiveling and pulling it away.
This time she comes down the ground, outside half of the bat. Looks like it might run away for 4. No, it's going to be well fielded. They'll turn for 2, and they think about a 3rd, but Freeborn was going to be running to the safe end on this occasion. It would have been Perrin running to the danger end. Probably noted that little hamstring problem, and we're going to target that if Perrin had gone for the 3rd. But they settled for 2, 23 without loss.
Yeah, just had her dancing shoes on, slightly beaten by the bowler there, but just went through with the shot, which is what saved her there. The ball carrying over that fielder on the edge of the circle at deep backward point.
Real intent from Davina Perrin. So 1 more to the total.
She's already got a good start here, Perrin, 18 off 12. When you talk about her dedication, you mentioned you were watching her practice as well a little bit earlier. She makes a great sound off the middle of her bat, and she's just so technically correct as well. When she moves around her crease, and the way she pulls off the classical shots, the pull shot, the drive, everything. And it's just such a useful player to have at the top of the order to set up your chase, set up your innings.
First ball from Morris to Freeborn, who tries to sweep. Not quite effective on this occasion.
There's a risky shot that with the trajectory that Morris bowls at. Keeps it very straight, wicket to wicket. And she'd not got a little bit of bat on that, she could have been in trouble.
7 off the over so far. Again, movement down and just cuts away, but cuts away to the fielder inside the circle. And just a dot ball to finish the over. So 3 overs gone, 24 without loss here. And it's going to be interesting to see how long or at what point we see Alana King come into this game for Lancashire.
Yeah, I think maybe post power play is what they're thinking about with Alana King, just giving her that extra bit of protection. She probably has a specific kind of field she would like as well, but also trying to give some confidence to Johnson. I think we might get another over of Johnson because she bowled quite well despite that boundary off the end. She bowled quite a good over there with good control and good variation. So maybe they want to do that. But I'm just enjoying the contest here between the Bears and the Thunder. Even though, you know, the Bears 24 for not after 3 overs, they're sort of on track. It's still quite neck and neck for me because it's 2 evenly matched teams, and the collection of players here.
Yeah, the rate
top
required,
class.
Yeah, rate required is just over 8, and we're going to see the introduction of Grace Potts from that Birmingham City end at the far end away from us. What can you tell us about Grace Potts' season so far?
Well, she's got 5 wickets at 15.2 in 3 matches it is so far, with an economy rate of 8.44. But I spoke about this at the start of the broadcast. Last season, playing for the Sparks right here at EdgBLASTon, took 12 wickets in 11 matches, was definitely an important part of the attack.
To Perrin, who's a little more watchful. He's opening a couple of balls from Grace Potts so far. Seeing a bit of blue sky over there. It's kind of pale blue, but there's a few gaps.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a nice Sunday, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Toes, cross
I
everything.
think he was in Costa del Solihull yesterday, wasn't he?
I was.
It's a good line, good length from Potts.
Yeah, it's lovely. Quite like Solihull. It's a nice place to just put your head down, do some work, wander around, listen to the football on the radio. Get a trim, yeah. Got a nice trim. Quite pleased with it. Quite pleased. And pick up some gifts for the better half and things like that.
Buy presents because you were away for 2 days?
Well, she's been away a bit longer, so
okay.
she returns tomorrow. So some welcome home gifts.
Oh, Perry gone high in the air. That's going all the way. What a shot that is! 6 runs from Davina Perry. Well, she was watchful for the first 3 balls, and now she's decided it's time to go.
Well, she picked up that length really early and went inside out over extra cover. That's a very difficult shot to play, to bring that power into it. But off the seamer with the ball going away, it's actually a very safe shot to play as well, because there was protection in the covers, but very sort of fine, almost dead on with the square. So lovely shot there and great execution.
When you go inside out, it's that foot movement as well, because you almost have to just kind of move your entire body inside to allow your arms to flow through in that direction, isn't it?
But yes, oddly enough, the ball sort of guides you when you're doing that, because of the swing. It's going away, and maybe not the kind of delivery captain was hoping for.
24 she moves on to. That's down the leg side. That'll be a wide.
But there was intent there again from Perry.
She had her eyes on that. They lit up, I think.
Looking to pull it away. There is a fielder at deep square leg, but again, she was trying to go behind square in that vacant sort of fine region deep. There is a fine leg, but up inside the circle, and third inside the circle. Only 2 fielders in the deep.
And obviously one of the reasons that they're looking for this fast start is potentially because of the weather.
Yeah.
To try and get ahead of the Duckworth-Lewis rate. She's gone big this time and hits another massive hit. Not quite going to go all the way. Just plugged in the surface a little, but she'll get 2 for it. And Perrin moves on to 26 from 17.
Yeah, you're quite right. They will be acutely aware of DLS comparisons and things like that, so they'll have a number in mind to get to 4-5 overs at least. And those DLS guidelines, they can be quite handy because it sort of tells you where you need to be in your chase. It sort of helps you organise your chase a little bit more as well. And even though there's no sort of weather imminent, it doesn't look like there's any weather imminent, it's a good thing to keep track of. Now the field is changing as well. So fine legs going back now, and covers come in.
Yes, there's a big gap on the offside if she wants to try and utilise it. And she's just cut that away brilliantly. Well, Potts went for the body. It was a short ball angled in at Perrin, and she's played it beautifully for 4.
Yeah, she thought, I mean, good, really good anticipation there. She knew that it would be a straighter delivery because cover had come into the circle. But just to adjust that late and sort of uppercut the ball. Oh, she's got a helmet stuck in her hair now. Might need some help getting the helmet out of there. But what a terrific shot. What a start from Perrin. 30 off 18.
I think she wants to come and see us later. I think that's what this is.
Yeah,
she's heard how good it is up here.
Well, she can keep this going. She's a pretty good early shout for the Virtue Player of the Match. Will join us in the studio a little bit later on.
Really nice shot. Can you dig out what the 5 over score should be for Duckworth-Lewis, if possible?
I can work on that in a second. I did actually just have another stat for you though, Adam.
Okay.
Of course, we saw Lancashire's power play was 37 for 4, so within 4 overs, the Bears have matched it.
They have indeed. Excellent. Don't forget to visit the Match Centre for all of your info. Make sure you've downloaded that EdgBLASTon app as well. It's very handy. The Match Centre will provide the info, and while you're at it, while you're downloading things and clicking things, click on the likes, please. We would love to have your likes and your comments too.
Yes,
on
please.
any of our social media channels. Here's Alana King. We thought she might come into the attack. Well, you thought after the power play. That's good running by Perrin. Could have been a bit tight, but they've got the single. I'm going to guess maybe the hand has been forced a little here by the way Davina Perrin has gone about her business.
Yeah, they probably wanted to hold back on Alana King a little bit. And they'll also be aware of DLS, so what they would really love is to get a wicket or two before any potential interruption, because that obviously pushes up the required score for the Bears. And it just changes the psychology a little bit for the Bears as well, in the sense that they want to keep scoring at this rate, but they also don't want to drop any wickets, not right now. And a bit of balancing to do for Alana King. She's used to being allowed more fielders outside the circle than this.
Yeah, a bit of field changing as well. She bowls and Perrin will just turn it round the corner of the spin, almost just defeating the fielder inside the circle there.
Yeah, there's fewer bowlers in the world with a greater ability to bowl to their field than Alana King. It's what's made her so successful. Obviously very skilled out in the middle, but just very, very controlled in the way that she delivers.
And cuts away. Doesn't beat the first fielder, but they will get a single. That's well run and very well fielded, actually.
Yeah, it's a nice early call there from Abby Freeborn at the non-striker's end, calling Perrin through. She knew she was going to the danger end, but had started early. And there was a run there. They've taken it. And now this will be interesting because Freeborn naturally would want to take on the leg spinner.
See if she does. Looks to pull away. Now they'll get through for a quick single because, again, Perrin, despite that hamstring problem, she's still travelling at a rate of knots over those 22 yards.
Yeah, she's putting it all out there. And, again, the field changes once more. Long off going back for Perrin. Deep mid-wicket is in place. I think she might target the covers here.
We'll see where she goes. It's gone straight back down the ground. Good use of the feet. But I think Alana King saw her coming as well, so she responded nicely too. Just one more to the total. And well, slowed the run rate. I mean, just 4 singles from the over so far from Alana King, but it's a healthy-looking scoreboard for the Bears right now. 41 without loss.
Yeah, just on King in her field positions. I mean, you can't do better than that. Like, push your fielder to long off, and that's exactly where the ball you bowl doesn't allow the batter to do anything other than to drive straight to that fielder. She was looking to go through the covers because they're vacant, but no chance.
Last ball to the over. Cut away from Freeborn, and Perrin's going to have to race back here, which she does. And that's going to be the end of over number 5. You're going to go and eat your apple now.
Yes.
I mean, that apple has been staring for a good hour and a bit now,
yeah,
waiting for you to tuck into it. And Chloe returns and will join us here. And we can head over to Aaron for a couple of things, really. Firstly, now we've got 5 overs done with any potential weather around. Rough idea on Duckworth, Lewis?
It's around about 30.
Okay,
30
so
because there's
they're ahead
been
of
no
the game.
wicket. Yeah, that's why.
And Alana King, obviously, we've just seen her bowl her first over. I mean, but you can marvellous. She's not going to bowl now, so maybe we can wait for some Alana King numbers about how fantastic she is, because we're going to see the return of Grace Johnson at the far end.
Yeah, we'll definitely touch upon Alana King's incredible career in due course. But as you said, it is Grace Johnson to continue from the Birmingham end.
It is, and Perrin's on strike, and she's gone aerial again, and this time she's got a little bit more of it. Again, it's not travelling across that surface quite as quickly as it was earlier, so she'll turn and get 2 quite comfortably. And Chloe Brewer's returned, and well, we've seen a little hamstring issue here for Dav in terms of she's been stretching, but I mean, she's running between the wickets at a fair rate of knots.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell. She's had a little hamstring niggle out there, so she looks to be okay, I'm sure. Physio would have been on her for anything.
34 off 22 so far. Oh, she's bowled this time. Well, she's come down to try and give that some treatment. And Johnson does the damage, and Lancashire have their first wicket. And Davina Perrin is on her way for 34, and the Bears are 43 for 1.
Yeah, that's a great start from Perrin there. 43 for 1. We've so far had a really good power play. Dav's really taken it into her stride and gone hard, and I think that's what we need, is someone to go out and set the tone for the rest of the innings, and that's exactly what she's done. And there's a big ripple of applause around the ground as she departs.
Yeah, she looks very frustrated with herself, I think. The delivery from Grace Johnson didn't really do much. It's kept a little bit low, hasn't it? Skidded on.
Yeah, it just looks like that from her reaction. She kind of went quite cross-battered across the ball there, whereas she looks pretty surprised. It must have just kept pretty low.
Yeah, she's gone over the top of that, and it's hit leg stump. Stair Callis has entered the fray for the Bears, 43 for 1. Good contribution, Aaron, from her on Friday.
Certainly was, and she's been a fine loan signing, hasn't she, for the Bears. She was in imperious form for Yorkshire, been commentating on her actually up in Leeds and Harrogate and York. In terms of experienced campaigners, there are not many finer than Stair Callis.
So 43 for 1. We are in the final over of the power play. 4 balls to go. And Johnson having got the first breakthrough for the Thunder. I think we're in for an intriguing old game here for sure. Callis is immediately trying to look to get off the mark, but there's no run. 120 required from the last, what will be just over 14 overs. Feels like this is going to be a tight one.
Yeah, I mean, we've started off pretty well, come at it hard, and 120, I think it will be hard to get, but we've made quite a big dent in the score already, so.
Yeah, it's been a good start so far. Just 2 off the over to date. Callis, no run there. Freeborn is on 7 from 9. And Lancashire Thunder just trying to turn the screw a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. I say Lancs, you can hear them pretty loud in the field. Now that they've had a little way in, I'd say the pressure is on them to keep their bowling tight.
Oh, that's an inside nick, and it's going to go all the way to the boundary for 4. Well, it doesn't matter how they come, does it? Stair Callis is off and running rather fortuitously. 6 off the over, but she's off the mark.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's 4 in the scorebook, isn't it? Just it looks like it surprised her off the surface. Maybe a little bit of nip in from Johnson here.
47 for 1. Score moves on to last ball of the power play to come then. Callis is on strike for it. And it's a dot ball to finish the opening round of 6 then. So 47 for 1 is where the Bears stand at the end of the power play. Aaron, how does that compare to what Lancashire Thunder posted earlier?
Well, to be honest, Adam, it posts very well. Lancashire 37 for 4 after their 6. The Bears, in response, I suppose, 47 for 1. And the other key metric I've been keeping up to tabs with the boundaries, Lancashire hit 4 4s and 0 6s. In terms of this power play so far, 6 4s and a 6 off the bat of Davina Perrin. So far, so good from the Bears. It's above the mean average here at EdgBLASTon. So, yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed that they can keep up this good start.
Yeah, it's been an excellent start indeed. Couldn't ask for much more. While you were away, we did ask the question actually about if you win the power play, do you win the game? And the answer for the Bears this year is 2 out of 2. So yeah, win the power play, win the game. So
pretty good odds those. I'd take them any day.
Yeah, fingers crossed they can make it 3 out of 3. Tara Norris is back into the attack. 10 off her first over. She took a little bit of tap from Davina Perrin in those opening exchanges, and she will return from this pavilion end. So it's the left armour, and down the wicket comes Freeborn and drives into the covers just for 1. Artif and I were talking about the stance of Abby Freeborn. Very still, isn't she? But with quite a high backlift.
Yeah, absolutely. That backlift just gives her a little extra time. I think she's worked really hard over the winter on changing her backlift a little bit, and it means that she's got extra room to swing and hit the ball even harder.
48 for 1. First chance for Stair Callis to face Tara Norris, and pulls her round the corner. It's a short ball from Norris, and it's just helped on its way and brings 1 more to the total. We were having a discussion, Artif and I, about, we were trying to work out what it was potentially what you and Izzy Wong were watching on Netflix. Artif was kind of thinking, well, it can't be anything too bad, surely.
No.
How often do you have your kind of girls' nights in watching the telly? Oh, that's a lovely shot. It's picked out the fielder. It's a unfortunate 1 bounce that's gone through, but it looked like she made some really good contact that time, Freeborn. She'll only get 1 for it though.
Yeah, she's hit that hard. As we were saying backlift, it gives her a little bit more extra room, and she's so good to go over a wicket. I'd say she's one of the best sweepers and pullers there are. As you can see, she hits it pretty hard.
Yeah, certainly does. One more to the total. Takes the score to 49 for 1. Oh, down the ground. Callis has gone big, and she's gone. Didn't get enough of it, and she's on her way, Stair Callis. And it's a second wicket for the Thunder. And Callis goes. And she's on her way, and the Bears lose a second wicket in this innings. So quite a comfortable catch in the end. Norris strikes, and the Bears are 2 down.
Yeah, absolutely. It would look like it was in a slot, and she's just thrown her hands through it. I think rain's starting to come a little bit heavier. Aaron, do we know the DLS score?
Well, before that it was 43. However, that will change it, so I'll get you an update on that in a few moments' time.
Perfect. Yeah, as this rain comes down, I think being ahead of the DLS will be really important. I think that's the advantage of batting second, is you know what that score is.
Caris Paverley is coming out to join in the middle. Freeborn on 8 as things stand. Caris Paverley appears. Yeah, it has started to rain again. It does look a little bit brighter, as we said. However, that light rain has begun once more. Just a few umbrellas up and a few hoods gone up around EdgBLASTon.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of those days that you want to bring your umbrella. Sure. This will be pretty good now that we've got a left-hand, right-hand combination, so bowlers can't get settled, and it might force a little bit more error than if bowlers can start to get settled with 2 right-handers.
Yeah, you'd hope so. So Norris 1 for 11 for the left armour. Full defensive from Caris Paverley.
Nothing's getting through that, is it?
No, very solid. Very solid from Caris Paverley.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see these two just build a little bit of a partnership and steady ship with that DLS score still in mind.
Nick one more, and that'll bring up the 50 for the Bears. And that also completes the over. So 7 overs gone, 50 for 2 the score. And it's the 50 up for the Bears as they try and chase down that victory target. Another 113 to win. It's 50 for 2. So 7 overs gone, 50 for 2 as things stand. The run rate required now up at 8.69. That target being 163. And the rain continuing to fall. Not quite as heavy as it got that brought about the stop earlier, of course. And Emma Lamb's into the attack, and Caris Paverley is on the attack. And immediately down the ground to add 1 more to the total. 51 for 2. If you have an understanding of how the Duckworth-Lewis system works when it comes to rain interruptions, wickets are key, aren't they, Aaron, as well?
Yes, they are. So in terms of this over, I mean, at the end of the 7th, the Bears' DLS target would have been 53. So slightly behind at the start of this one. I'll take you through what they'll need after this delivery.
Freeborn struck on the pads, but that's down the leg side, probably pitching outside leg stump.
So yeah, just to illustrate the points, let's say for example the Bears were wicketless. At the end of this over, they'd only need to be on 52. However, because they're 2 wickets down, they now need to be on 59.
Okay, so 59 is the target at the end of this over. Freeborn's going to sneak a quick single here. Moves the score on to 53 for 2. Again, how conscious as a batter when you're out in the middle are you about what your kind of DRS score is?
Pretty high, if I'm honest. If I'm out there and there's rain around, you want to be ahead of that DLS because you don't want to get caught off guard coming off and being behind it.
Cut away. by Pavely off her stumps that time, and that's no run. I did say DRS then, I didn't mean DRS. Obviously we don't have such fancy technology here on Bears TV. Too many D's and S's and bits that go in between, really. Well, that's a good shot, just got over the fielder, and that's going to be 4 runs. Really nice from Caris Pavely. Just seemed to judge it to perfection. And the 4 runs takes that score up to 57 with a ball remaining in the over. So that target of 59 for the end of this over is in sight here for the Bears. But again, it looks like it's got a bit brighter, and that rain may have just eased off.
Yeah, absolutely. The clouds don't look too scary over to the left of us, as that's normally where we come from across the ground.
Yeah, it looks like the sun's come out, actually. Pavely will take 1 more, and they'll finish the over on to 58, so slightly behind where they need to be if we were talking about DLS at this point. But after 8 overs, then the Bears 58 for 2, chasing down 163 for victory. And as we always say, we like to have your comments. You can send those comments in, of course, via the stream or on any of our social media platforms at Warwickshire CCC. Would be the place to go, and the feeling is that was a bit of a comeback by Lancashire from Hattie Wright, but let's go Warwickshire, as she says, and it did feel like they came back a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see out there their spirits are lifted a little bit. I'd say they were definitely trying to create that pressure, and I think those 2 wickets lost, but I think we're still the Bears to win.
Yeah, well, you would hope so. Hugh Bear and Carmen are out doing their thing in the crowds, and we're going for the return of spin again. It's Morris who's back into the attack, 58 for 2. End of this over, Aaron, what are we looking for?
65.
65, if we lose no further wickets. So 65 the key for the end of this over. Big swing from Pavely down the ground. She's scored 8 now of her 8 deliveries so far. Abby Freeborn just kind of building that platform, 10 from 13.
Yeah, absolutely. She's really good at reading situations, and she's definitely one you can rely on to steady the ship and kind of see off through the innings and be that constant in the middle.
Morris is continuing close. You Bears ringing around the ground as some of the stands begin to fill out. Their appeal for LBW, and it has struck her on the pad, and she's gone. Not really much to argue about, you feel, for Abby Freeborn there. She attempted the reverse sweep, missed the straight one, and is on her way. And the score moves on to 59 for 3 midway through the 9th over. But Freeborn out LBW to Morris for 10.
Yeah, I say that was a really good option actually there from Abs. They had square leg, cow corner, and the 2 straights back, so everybody on the offside was up, and that is one of her strengths. It normally comes off, and unfortunately that time it just didn't. But Laura Harris to replace her. Well,
there's an air of anticipation and excitement as we see Laura Harris striding to the crease. And, well, look, we can't put all our eggs in one basket. However, what we know is if she gets going, we could be in for a fun kind of hour or so here, Aaron.
We certainly could, yes. Just to run you through the metrics from this season, 138 runs at 34.5 in these first 4 matches, with a frightening strike rate of 222.58. That is the highest strike rate in the entire competition so far, and it should come as absolutely zero surprise that Laura Harris has also scored the most 6s in the tournament. It stands at 8 so far, so you can do the maths on that. It's an average of 12 runs every game coming from 6.
And it will be probably no great surprise if we see Alana King almost coming into the attack immediately, you feel. Morris first though, Harris away, first ball, swung into the leg side, 4 runs. Well, if ever there's a sign of intent, Laura Harris just demonstrates it right there.
That's one way to start your innings, and well, we're pretty familiar with that from Harris by now.
Well, if you pitch it on her pads at a decent length, there's only one thing that's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just surprised, to be honest, she didn't clear the ropes. But we'll take a 4 to start with, 63 for 3. What better way to spend your Sunday afternoon? Who needs a roast dinner and Yorkshire puddings when you've got Laura Harris She goes again. Oh, this one's gone up in the air, though. Straight up in the air. Could be a caught and bowled for Morris, and it is. And you can hear the celebrations. The Lancashire players, all of them, are coming in to celebrate for the Thunder because Laura Harris is gone. Well, it was short and it was sweet. It was 2 balls long, and it's just 4 runs for Laura Harris. And the Bears lose another wicket. Harris on the way. Not really what the doctor ordered. 63 for 4 as we head towards the end of the ninth.
That's a huge wicket. Lancs will be really happy with that one because we've seen how destructive Laura Harris can be in the last few games, and she's looked to do exactly the same there and unfortunately just got a top edge. But Nat Rafe comes in to replace her and see who will be the hero today.
Well, yep, it's not going to be Laura Harris today, so somebody else is going to need to step up, and at the moment it'll be Karis Paverley and Nat Rafe who are in the box seat to do it, and look at the joy on the faces of the Lancashire Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be really happy with themselves. They've not dropped their heads at all when we got away in the power play, but they'll be pretty happy with that.
Exactly 100 required to win then. 1 ball remaining in over number 9. Second wicket for Morris. She's got 2 for 12. And Wraith is off the mark. 1 more to the total. And we move on to 64 for 4. And a really good over for Sophie Morris. A couple of wickets for her. And the big one of Laura Harris, of course. Freeborn LBW as well. So it was a really good over from Sophie Morris. She is another one who's gone for the very large and reflective sunglasses as the sun does come out at EdgBLASTon. We've been waiting for this. We've had the rain, we had plenty of cloud, but now a glorious sunshine greets us.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really, really good over. Do we have a career best?
We do indeed. For Sophie Morris,
yes,
is
please.
3 for 13, came against Staffordshire in the 2024 T20 Cup.
And you know, I've just noticed on your screen the 9 over comparison there, 64 for 4. So both of them scoring 64 for 4 at the 9 over stage. That's how tight this game is. And it was this 5th wicket partnership for Lancashire that really kind of gave them the platform to post the 162 that they did. So important here for Paverley and Wraith to go settle the ship a little and see if they can keep things ticking along.
Yeah, absolutely. These girls run really well. They've run one pretty casually in the ring there. They've set off hard.
It was a single for Paverley. He was on to 9. 66 for 4. Almost at the halfway stage.
Yeah, this will be a really key partnership here for the Bears.
The run rate just creeping up over 9. 1 more to the total. Emma Lamb will be happy to take this if it's a runner ball, I'm fairly sure. The Lancashire Thunder.
Absolutely. The key here for Lancs is just to restrict the boundaries. Outfield slowed up a little bit due to rain, so running will be key here.
Oh, it's a big shot from Karis Paverley, and it's gone all the way over the boundary ropes. That looked like a 6 for me. I think the umpire's just going to check. He's asking the fielder, I think, did that go all the way or not? And the question is being asked by Simon.
Yeah, looked like a 6 from up here.
Yeah, it certainly did. It's at that funny corner where it does kink round a little bit. He's asking the question. I don't think anyone's given him an answer yet, so he's walked a long way to try and get the answer as to whether that crossed the ropes. Maybe we can help him out with the replay. Who knows? You know, they can't find the ball. Oh, they have found the ball. I was going to say for a moment there, it didn't look like it was findable. As the question, was it 6 or was it 4? I think his instinct's telling him it was a 6.
Yeah.
And I think the fielder's saying, I don't really have anything to say. Oh, it's been given as a 4. Okay. Wow. I thought it must be quite tight, to be fair.
Here we go.
I'll have a look. And we'll have the advantage of a replay that the umpire and the fielder doesn't. Oh. I was going to say, I don't think we could really see on that first.
Oh, there we go. That's a good angle.
So we might get a better view, but we're back into the action. Lamb bowling again. It's confirmed as a 4. Oh, a misfield there. Well, not a misfield, really a parry, and it's allowed them to turn that into 2. So it's become quite a good over, actually, in the end for the Bears. They move to 9.
Yeah, absolutely. This is turning out to be a pretty good over there. She's just cut it off, but snuck an extra single.
Pavely again with power. One more for the total. We've reached the halfway stage then. 74 for 4. Pavely on 16. Wraith is on 3. I'm sure Morris may well continue at this end. I know we're going to see Alana King coming in. So a little, I wouldn't say controversy, but a real question mark over whether that shot from Caris Pavely crossed the boundary rope or not. Officially been given as a 4. The umpire wasn't sure at all. Simon Widdop, he was thinking, was waiting for some guidance to come from the fielder. So it counted as a 4 in the end. We can get a tighter angle on that replay to see very slowly if it did cross for a 6 or not. We'll see what we can do. Aaron, in the meantime, we are 10 overs gone. Comparison at 10 overs, mate?
Yep, there is one single run between the two sides. Bears 74 for 4. Lancs were 75 for 4 as Alana King comes on to bowl here for her second over.
We thought she might. We thought she'd come on as soon as Laura Harris was in, but Laura only out there for 2 deliveries, of course. So it wasn't required in the end. 75 for 4.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a nail biter. I'm going to be in the back of a box, not being able to watch.
Well, this is going to be key, isn't it? The battle between the Bears batters and Alana King may well hold the key to this game. There's no run there as Nat Wraith decided not to go. I think Caris was thinking with the misfield they maybe could have sneaked through for 1. The running between the wicket, as you mentioned, Chloe, is going to be quite key.
Yeah, absolutely. As well, combined with the outfield's just slowed up a little bit. Boundaries might be a little bit harder to come by.
1 more to the total from Nat Wraith. I don't think Alana King likes taking the ball very much. I've noticed this. She tends to parry a lot of them or try and get her hands out the way. But then I guess all the magic is in those fingers, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's always putting her right hand in her pocket, I noticed as well. Just trying to keep that fingers warm, actually, yeah. In the conditions that are out there. There is a bit of a breeze, bit of a chill. Anyone would think it's June.
Chop.
Nice sweep, lovely sweep from Caris Pavely. She moves into the 20s, on to 21. And the Bears up to 80 for 4. Aaron, just a quick reminder, I know it's sunny at the minute, but in terms of end of this over, a DLS score?
Yeah, so I'll just get it up in a second. I just need to work it out now because a 4th wicket has fallen. But
okay, no problem.
Yeah, I'll get that for you in just a few seconds, Adam.
Oh, listen, all badgers can take their time. It's not a problem.
I've got it for you.
Okay.
So at this stage, after 11 overs, it would be 87.
Okay, so a little bit behind, but I don't think rain's going to be a problem. He says bravely, hoping he doesn't regret that.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Lovely ball, lovely ball there from Alana King. Just caught Caris Pavely out a little bit with the line and a little bit more bounce there.
Yeah.
Last ball. This over. Pavely comes down and she'll just get 1 for it. And just 7 in total off the over from Alana King to keep things ticking over here for the Bears. So after 11 overs, they are 81 for 4.
Yeah, that was a...
Thunder really mixing up the balance here of pace and spin bowling. It's going to be the return of Grace Johnson from the far end, the Birmingham City end. I mean, there's the 11 over comparison. Bears still slightly ahead by 2 runs as things stand. This is going to be a tight afternoon for sure. And it's Pavely who's on strike straight away, and no run off that first ball.
Yeah, this is I feel like it's going to be one of those games coming really down to the wire, and it's really important to stay up with a rate and trying to keep up with the Lanc score.
Well, Caris looks like she's going to play the aggressor, doesn't she? 22 off 17 so far. She's the one who is very much looking to use her feet and score around the ground. Gets a thin edge on that one. That's going to run away all the way for 4. Bit of good fortune, but it's 4 more to the total. Pavely on to 26, and the Bears on to 85.
Yeah, that's lovely from Caris there. She's just using her feet, using her whole depth of the crease, coming out with bowler, and it means they just can't settle, and where they try to get into a rhythm, and she's just going to put them off, so she's going to end up finding boundaries around the ground.
Yeah, really nice shot. 85 for 4 then. Wraith very much playing the supporting role at the moment. She's on 4 from 5. Johnson with 1 for 17 in her 3rd over. Straighter ball, but moved on to her stumps. Caris Pavely to just try and make herself some room. I think that's what's been impressive of Pavely's innings so far. Bowled really well today again, and now with the bat is certainly moving around the crease just to try and make life difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. And I say there's nothing worse as a bowler as a batter who keeps on moving around, because you actually don't know where they're going to move, and how do you know where to bowl if you don't know where they're going to move?
Reminder, we have a separate stream coming up a little bit later for the men's game that gets underway at 4 o'clock today, so that'll be on air from about 20 to 4 this afternoon. That's once we're done here with the women's game first up. And a reminder, it could be a case of the Bears going top of the table if they can get the victory here. There is another game taking place today that was due to get underway at 2 o'clock. We'll get an update on how that's going between Surrey and Durham from Aaron in due course. Yep. The early stages of that.
Aaron looks pretty happy in the corner there with whatever's going on. Yeah. Oh,
86
cancel.
for 4. Oh, and it's been a little scoop, and it's a good scoop, and it's going to run all the way to the boundaries. No, it's going to go for 1, 2, and they're going to look to come. They are coming back for a 3rd. Well, the 3rd has been completed by Caris Pavely, and Wraith was kind of only 2.5 down, but that's a brilliant bit of running for 3. It means they've scored 8 off the over so far, and a ball to come in over number 12. And the equation is fairly simple: 74 to win, 49 balls remaining. There is a poll up on the stream as well now. We'd love to get your votes as to who you think is going to come out. This game is so tight as things stand. We're in for a thriller, but who do you think is going to be victorious? Get your votes in. Pavely up in the air. This could be caught. It is caught. Didn't quite get enough of that, Caris Pavely. And she's on her way for 27. And the Bears lose a 5th wicket. And they go on to 89 for 5. It was a good over up to that point. 8 runs from it. But the wicket of Pavely just puts a dampener on it with the final ball of the over. And she's on her way for 27. And the Bears 89 for 5.
Yeah, that's a good little cameo there from Caris Pavely. 27 off 19. She's made a dent in this run chase, and she's going to be replaced by Izzy Wong, who's a big hitter and a fan favourite.
She is. Your Netflix watching partner as well. So,
in my defence, it was a busy house. It was me, Wongy, Nat, and Katie George.
Oh, okay. So yeah, very busy.
Big
house.
night.
Big night. What were the snacks of choice?
Had crisps.
Crisps, just crisps.
Crisps. We actually ordered a curry in as well.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah, nice.
Should you be having that the night before a game? Is that,
absolutely.
Full of protein.
Fueling.
Okay.
I mean, I'm fueling to sit up here, but
I was going to say.
Fueling nonetheless.
Oh, look, just checking the bat of Izzy Wong. Look, back gate here. Someone must have asked the question then, but Izzy's in. Sophie Morris is returning. So a reminder, you may have changed how your vote might go. On the stream, we have a poll. Give us your vote as to who you think will win. Will it be the Thunder or the Bears? Get those votes coming in. Drilled down the ground by Wraith. And it's just going to be 1 to the total. Well, we know again, we've just seen Pavely, who was being the aggressor, depart. Izzy Wong's going to be the aggressor here, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. You've seen Izzy Wong clear the boundaries quite a few times in her career, so I'm sure we'll see some of that.
Aaron, do we need a career best here from Izzy Wong if we're going to get this game home?
Well, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Her career best currently stands at 53.
Okay. Might need a big chunk of that. She's off and running straight away into the leg side. It's going to be 1. She's off the mark, first ball. Doesn't look like rain, but again, end of this over, where would we be with 5 wickets down?
It's touching 100.
Okay. So a little bit behind where they should be, should rain intervene. Wraith using her feet. Still 2 overs to come from Alana King as well. And there's only, what, 7.5 remaining. So I think they're using their bowlers very well.
Yeah.
Any throw card here. That's a good shot from Wraith. Tried to pick the gap, and she has. Good shot for 4. 4 more to the total.
Yeah, she's done really well there. She's used her feet on both deliveries there. First, not quite piercing the offside, but that one, she's found the gap beautifully and she's hit it hard.
Tara Norris felt that chase as well. A little bit uncomfortable. It wasn't Norris who was feeling the chase, should I say?
Fee Morris.
That was Fee Morris that was after it that time. Norris, all the same thing. It's only a letter difference. Come on. It's me trying to read the back of the shirt. 95 for 5. Wraith on to 12. She is the set batter of the 2, of course. 12 of her 10 deliveries so far. Down the ground, just helps it on its way. Didn't try and hit that too hard. She just placed it well, and they'll get 2 for it here. And it's a well-run 2.
Yeah, that's a really good bit of running. It's gone to Grace Potts on the boundary and they've taken on her arm and they've done it successfully, so that's what we'll need to see more of. It is really good runs out to the outfield, kind of trying to still them when they're not.
It is 66 off 43 with 5 remaining. That's the key part here, isn't it? The 5 wickets remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. It will be really handy to have some back end of the innings, so if we can create a little partnership here, we'll be in a really good position. 97 for 5. Off of 13 overs then. 66 off 42 balls is the equation. Izzy Wong on 1, Nat Wraith on 14 as things stand. Don't forget to get your votes in as well on the stream to who you think is going to win what looks like it's going to be a tight game and a tight finish here. 8 off that last over from Sophie Morris. Yeah, that was a good over. I really like here, I find it really interesting that a lot of the Lancs bowlers have got all their offside up.
Here's Tara Norris again. She just cramped Izzy Wong for a bit of room there. No run.
Yeah, I think that's the plan here. It's just to cramp the batters, especially the spin bowlers. Left arm is for following the right-hander in, just cramping them for room. So it's a really hard shot to get it through the offside. Every
ball crucial here. Lifted by Izzy Wong. 1 more to the total. 98 for 5. Approaching the 100. Can you just remind us in a moment or two when the Thunder got to their 100? I'm guessing it's going to be around a kind of similar time, given that the scores have been so incredibly tight. Norris in again. Just turn around the corner. They're going to get a couple here, you feel. So a very well placed shot that time from Nat Wraith. It is 2 more to the total and brings up the 100. And that's come midway through over number 14 for the Bears. 100 for 5. And it arrived for Lancashire Thunder
in the 13th.
Oh, okay.
So not even an over of difference. This one is going down to the wire.
Yeah, it feels like it is. All our faith here in Wraith and Wong right now. That's 1 more to the total. Off of Norris, just 4 runs from the over so far. So good returning over here for Tara Norris, who made a good contribution with the bat for Thunder as well. Izzy Wong on strike. It's very staggered, you Bears, coming today, isn't it? From some of the younger crowd. Oh, bowls. Izzy Wong's on her way. She made some room. Looked like a slightly slower ball as well from Norris, and just catches the top of middle stump. And Izzy Wong's on her way for 2. And it's a 6th wicket down for the Bears. 101 for 6.
Yeah, I think Wongi had the right idea there. Shuffle across and to be able to access that offside. Tara Norris, obviously left hand, follows the right hander really well. And unfortunately, she just missed it.
Yeah, she certainly did. And it will mean It's another one down for the Bears. This challenge is getting tougher, that's for sure. A reminder as well, chance to go top of the table here. What's going on in the other women's game that got underway at 2 very quickly, Aaron?
Yep, so at the Oval, Durham won the toss, elected to have a bat first, and they are 102 for 4 in the 15th over. So it's Holly Armitage and Rogers out there in the minutes. Bess Heath also scored 27 from 18, which is always nice to see. Bess Heath's definitely someone to watch out for in the English game. A very, very talented young batter and keeper.
Pressure comes on the captain then here. Georgia Davis is in. There's 1 ball remaining in over 14. 62 required, 37 balls remaining. And she's off and running, first ball. They're going to look for 2, and the thought is from Wraith, but it is just going to be 1 to the total. And that completes over number 14. 6 to go then. 102 for 6 as things stand. Wraith with 17. Taylor just off the mark. And Chloe, have we got faith in G here?
Yeah, Millie Taylor at the crease,
Oh,
G's to
Taylor,
follow.
sorry.
So, yeah, absolutely. She come onto the scene this year, first year in senior cricket, and she's taken it in her stride. She's done really well. So, yeah, she can hit a pretty good ball.
Teach me to look at the scorecard, wouldn't it, and follow that order. 102 for 6 then. 6 overs remaining. And it is Alana King who's in. And immediately Taylor's swept into the leg side. Fairly straight, and we'll just get 1 to the total. 103 for 6. Thank you to all of you who voted, by the way, in our poll. We'll give you the results in a few moments' time. Alana King in again. And that's a big hit, and that's a really big hit because it's going all the way for 6. And Nat Wraith clears the ropes for the Bears. Much needed. 109 for 6. And she is taken on Alana King, and on this occasion, she's come out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a huge hit down the ground there. She's middled that so well.
Score moves on to 109. Good response from Alana King. They've got 1. They're going to try and take the arm on for a second. And that's really good running from these 2. Millie Taylor and Nat Wraith. 2 more to the total. 111 for 6.
Yeah.
And there's the vote. 61% thinking it was going to be a win for the Bears. 38% for Lancashire, and over 400 votes. So thank you for taking the time while you're watching the stream to partake. Remember to click on the like as well while you're there, and send us any comments too. It's fantastic to have your company, so thanks for joining us. And if you are hanging around for the men's game as well, we'll be back on air on a separate stream, that will be, by the way, and that will be at around 20 to 4 this afternoon for a 4 o'clock start. 2 to come in King's over. Swept, but straight to the fielder. They will get 1 though, and that's because Nat Wraith was on the move immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Nat got 3/4 of the way down the wicket before Millie realised that she was going to have to run.
Now we know that Nat's been powered by, what was it, a chicken korma last night, or a tikka masala? Here's Alana King. That's away, and it's well fielded. And it's just going to be 1 to the total, and that will complete the over. 15 overs then, so 5 to go. Score moves on to 114 for 6. Five to go. Norris 2 for 19, 114 for 6, 49 required off the remaining 30 balls.
Oof. It's tight. It's tight.
It is. Let's have a look at the comparison as well to see where the Thunder were at this stage. Well,
Goodness.
I mean,
Goodness.
here we are, 15 overs into this game, and
well,
I don't
we're winning.
Well, we haven't separated them by more than 2 runs, I think.
But we're winning. We're
at any
ahead.
point, yeah. It's going to be a tight finish. Nat Wraith could be key here. On 27, 114 for 6. And that's over the top, and it's a brilliant shot. And that's 4 more for Nat Wraith. Well, Chloe was just telling us they were having curry last night with Izzy Wong and a few others as well, and it seems to be doing the job, whatever it was.
It certainly does. It was a terrific shot there. Just made a bit of room outside the off stump. Stepped across her leg stump, in fact, I should say, and just made sure she had room to swing her arms. Just had to clear that infield. Nobody deep in the offside, and that's a terrific shot. She'll keep an eye on that fielder at mid-off, looking to clear her, I'm sure.
45 from 29. Key here, 4 wickets remaining. Wraith on strike again, pulls that one away into the leg side and not quite found the gap. They've run the first hard and Millie Taylor desperate to come back for the second, but is turned back by Nat Wraith. He moves on to 32, 119 for 6.
I suggested earlier that this could be quite a close game. That 160 plus target, sort of, the stats are a little bit misleading, I think, when they suggest that it's a bit above par, because they're so evenly matched, these two teams. This could be a thrilling climax.
Yeah, you feel it's coming, don't you? That's onto the pads of Millie Taylor, but they're going to get through for 1.
That's excellent running. They knew before that ball that whatever happens, she's got to get back down the non-strikers and get Wraith on strike. She's the one who's striking it so well. And if Birmingham are to get over the line, I feel like Wraith is going to have to face another 15, 20 balls herself.
Yeah, it does feel very close, this. But as we know, we just looked at the comparison. Bears were 2 ahead at the start of this over from where the Thunder were. All it takes is 1 good over at this stage, and you can absolutely take control of this game. On the full, toe end of the bat. Just going to be 1 to the total. 121 for 6. Final over here as well from Grace Johnson. Couple of wickets for her. Economy pretty good as well.
They have been quite impressive today. Bowled with great skill. It's Grace Johnson.
Brings Millie Taylor on to strike that single. Should just be trying to get... Oh, it's a lovely shot actually from Millie. She's going to get 1 for it. And it does put Nat Wraith back on strike.
They'll be looking for a single here, and Lancashire will be aware of that. Plenty of fielders in the covers saving the single.
Yeah, there's no tweak of the field from Thrillng. She's not decided to try and close it down and encourage her maybe to try and hit big. Ring of fielders on that leg side on the boundary. Well, it's struck on the pad, but they'll get through. I mean, there's some shrieks for an LBW, but nothing really coming from the bowler or the wicket keeper. 123 for 6 then after 16 overs. And the partnership between these two just ticking over quite nicely at this moment in time. A chance for you as well now to vote for your Virtue Player of the Match, of course. And you can head via our social channels to get your votes in for the Virtue Player of the Match. And at this point in this game, is it hard to say who it will be? Because if Nat Wraith gets them over the line, you feel she'll probably get the nod.
Oh, without a doubt. She should get the next 3 or 4 Virtue Players of the Match. She can get them over the line here.
Here we go again, straight into the next over. Sophie Morris back into the attack. And it's a turning for 2, and it could be danger. In the umpire thinks long and hard, but Gabby decided not out.
Yeah, again, sort of went to the wrong end. It was excellent commitment from Taylor running towards that non-striker's end. The throw was coming her side, but there was never a second thought in her mind. Full stretch dive as well.
Well done from Millie Taylor. She's on 4, Wraith on 35. Wraith down the ground, big and high. Has she got enough of it? Has she got enough of it? Oh, yes! She has enough of it. 6 for Nat Wraith. Terrific shot. On to 41.
What a hit that was. It was up there for it, but she had to challenge herself to clear the long on fielder. It was dead on the rope. It's a long boundary straight as well. Down the ground at EdgBLASTon. She cleared it with ease. What a shot from Nat Wraith. And the Bears are right in this game.
Here she goes again. This time she swung this into the leg side to mimic. Oh, it's a drop catch. It's been put down. It was a difficult catch. And it will be 2 more to the Bears. And in the end, I think Fee Morris was the player who went to take the catch. And she's ended up going over. I hope she's okay, but just slid as she took it and dropped it.
Yeah, it was a tough chance, but you sort of expect them to be taken at this stage of the innings. That could be a big drop as well, because Nat Wraith not only was dropped, she picked up 2.
She's on 43. Here she goes again, edging away. Just going to be 1 run as she can get through. Well, it's hair 'em, scare 'em, isn't it, right now? But it's 11 off the first 4 balls. We said one big over could take the game away. Well, this could be it.
They've been thinking that as well. The other way to think about it is you've got 11 from the over now, so you could just take a breath. You don't need to advance down the pitch every single ball.
Well, Millie Taylor's on strike now. What's she thinking? She's just sweeping into the leg side, and she'll just give Nat Wraith the strike. And this is the joy. This single here now means Wraith can just take the single and then set herself up for the next over.
Well, you'd hope so. They've been running so well that the twos are always there. I'm just thinking that drop catch, you've got to make them pay for it at this stage.
12 off the over so far. Last ball. Race coming down the ground. Again, it's flat, but it's perfectly executed between the 2 fielders. And Norris kicks the imaginary air, Fee Morris. Tara Norris looks on, and it's just glorious from Nat Wraith. It's 4 more for the total. What an over that was for the Bears.
Yeah, terrific. Just absolutely brilliant. I had a feeling she was still going to keep going. She's got that momentum right now as Wraith playing an absolute blinder here for the Bears. And still neck and neck, both these teams. She's been throwing herself around. She's got a filthy shirt at the moment from the dive, the full stretch dive that she made. But the Bears are ahead on that comparison. They're actually 8 runs ahead now. They were 2 ahead before that over. They're now 8 ahead. Remember, though, the Lancashire team finished with a bit of a flourish in that final over. 12 runs off that final over. So
they did.
There's no chicken counting happening just yet, but this is going to be an absolute thriller.
16 off that over, Aaron. Was I right in my maths?
Bang on. It is the biggest over of the game in terms of runs. The previous was 13, so that is a big over from Nat Wraith, who's very close to a 50.
This is a big over now. Tara Norris, 2 for 19 so far. Wraith has gone. She's gone big. Oh, she's gone. Oh, it's Taylor that's gone. It's not Wraith. It's Taylor on strike this time because of that boundary. And there we go. Well, Millie Taylor's on her way. She's played the supporting act in a partnership of 38. She added 5. However, Nat Wraith, the star of the show, remains 139 for 6.
Yeah, I mean, she wanted to try and offer some more support for Wraith. I mean, you'd think sort of just work it into the gaps, pick up a single, and let Wraith continue to strike. Maybe she just felt like Wraith was under pressure to play the big shots, so she wanted to play one herself. But even that innings, that's a classic innings where her score doesn't tell the full picture. She ran really well with Nat Wraith, gave her lots of support in that partnership. And though the wicket falls, the Bears are still there. They're right there with a chance to close out this game in thrilling fashion. It's still going to be tight, and a lot of it's going to fall on the shoulders of Nat Wraith, more so now that the Bears are 7 wickets down.
Georgie Davis arrives, the captain. Well, if ever you want someone at the other end, it's your skipper to help see you through, isn't it? 139 for 7, 24 more required off 17 balls.
It's going to be very, very tight. And Tara Norris, I mean, she's had a terrific game, 3 for 19 for her, going exactly a run a ball. At this point, she'll take a run a ball to close things out, but her captain once more.
Here is Tara Norris from that Birmingham end. Onto the pads, but they're going for the single. No, they sent Wraith back. If it's a direct hit, there could be problems, but actually didn't bother to throw. Because the dot ball is probably as valuable at this moment in time, isn't it?
It is, and also she noticed very quickly that the fielder backing up wasn't in position, so that was quite smart to hold on to the ball on that occasion and not go for the direct hit.
A wicket and a dot at the start of this crucial 18th over. Shot from Georgia Davis has pierced the field. Has she? No, not quite. It's going to be well fielded. That will turn for a second, though, and get back quite comfortably in the end. It's a terrific bit of fielding. And it is 2 more to the total, 141 for 7.
Yeah, I think it sort of confused the crowd a little bit. They thought that was Nat Wraith picking up the 2 and picking up a half century, which she still might, but it's the captain. Davis is on strike right now. And timed the ball beautifully, just a second ball, right off the middle. And,
how's Georgie done with the bat this season so far? You can save it for a minute because she's about to face the ball. That's got to be a wide. It is a wide. 1 more to the total.
Yeah, so in terms of this season, 5 runs at 5 exactly. So in terms of the strike rate, though, 125. So Georgia can bat. She's got a career best of 44 in the format. So it's not as though the Bears are down to the true tail enders. Georgia Davis is more than capable.
21 required, 15 balls remaining. That's the single that gets Nat Wraith on strike. She's on 48 from 27. And the Talbots player of the match vote is open. it may get swung in the next couple of overs
I
here.
think it should already have been swung. What an innings this has been from
She also
Nat Wraith.
kept very well, didn't she?
She kept
today?
very well.
Stumping.
She's playing at a terrific strike rate here. Played some beautiful shots to keep the Bears in this contest. Fielder at mid-wicket just being moved around a little bit straighter.
Here is Norris into Wraith, who gets it on the full, and we'll just take one more to the total. This has been a good over from Norris so far. Just the 5 runs from it as things stand, meaning that 19 is required with 1 ball remaining in this, the 18th over.
I think they could just think about getting through this overall. This is a bit of a free hit for Davis on the final ball of the over.
Norris is in, and then just drives that through. 1 more to the total, and that completes the over. Over number 18. So just 2 overs remaining. 18 required to win. 145 for 7. And those of you watching the stream today, if you want to be able to lord it over those that were watching on Friday, a few more likes would be fantastic. A few more thumbs up would help, because that could take us above what we achieved on Friday, which would be great.
Yeah, we want more than 1,000 likes. We got to 1,000 likes, and this is a cracking game of cricket as well. So I think it very much deserves it. So tight, nothing to really split these teams. The comparison's really, really close, and Nat Wraith so close to getting the Bears what would be a thrilling victory to kick off this doubleheader on this Sunday afternoon here at EdgBLASTon.
Would be huge. No surprise, Alana King is on to bowl at this pavilion end. And it's a delivery to Georgie Davis. There's 1. They're thinking about the second, but Nat Wraith is going to stay up there to keep the strike.
Yes, the right thing to do. This is going to be tough, though. This is where a player like Alana King is so valuable, so many variations, so much experience that she brings to the table. How can Nat Wraith take her on?
146 for 7. Wraith does come down, gets bat on it. She'll get the 50. It's just 1 run, but what an innings that is from Nat Wraith. 50 off 29 balls. She raises her bat, and EdgBLASTon raises for her. She could be propelling the Bears to a terrific victory here. What are the numbers behind this 50, Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. 3 4s, 2 6s there for Nat Wraith, striking at over 170, and this has just been the potential game-defining innings, hasn't it, from Nat Wraith? Just 29 deliveries, absolutely spectacular stuff.
16 off 10 balls. Wraith's on strike to Alana King down the ground for 1. 1 more to the total. 9 balls remaining, and it leaves us with 15 more required for victory.
She's really brought a team back into this game. After that dismissal of Laura Harris, I thought it could be tricky.
Georgie Davis sweeps, and sweeps well, but straight to the fielder. 1 more to the total.
But she just built that partnership, just held the innings together, got them back in contention, and did it all at such a good pace. 51 off 30 she's on, and the Bears are still in this with 8 balls to go. 14 needed.
Need a boundary.
They do need a boundary this over.
A boundary required. 2 balls to come from Alana King. And there she goes for it. Georgia Davis is caught on the boundary. And she's on her way. And the Bears lose an 8th wicket with a score on 149. The skipper's gone for 6. And it's a wicket for Alana King, her first of the game. She's got 1 for 27 with 1 ball remaining. And it's still 14 required off the last 7 deliveries.
Yeah, she had to go. She had to go for it. They needed the boundary. They still do from this over. It's Alana King's final over as well. Her captain's taken a bit of a gamble, not holding her back for the final over, but going penultimate over, trying to build more pressure on the Bears batters. Nat Wraith needs something achievable in the final over. 1 ball to come, 14 to win off 7. So you kind of want, well, 6 would be lovely, but it might be a lot to ask first ball Hannah Baker. If she can get a boundary here for the Bears, then 10 off the last over is very achievable for Nat Wraith. What you'd like is 2. What you don't want is odd numbers. You don't want 1 or 3, you want 2.
We'll take a little tiny inside edge to the boundary rope for 4. That will do. Last ball of the over, and there is no run. It's a dot ball. So it means the final over, the Bears are going to need 14. Alana King finishes with 1 for 27. And well, in comparison, where were the Thunder at this stage? You mentioned it earlier, they had a terrific final over after the rain delay. And there we go.
Bang on, exactly the same. Just 1 wicket. 1 wicket more has fallen for the Bears, but they were exactly the same when they got that 12-run final over. Did Lancashire. In fact, it must have been 13-run final over, actually, now we think about it. But, well, this is a tough ask for Nat Wraith, but if she does it, this would be huge. Absolutely huge. And it would be a big boost for the Bears. If they win this, remember, they go top of the table. And Asari versus Durham is in progress right now. But there's a lot riding on this final over. Big pressure on both the bowler and the batter. But we've got the right batter on strike from the Bears' perspective. It's Nat Wraith. Can she do something special here at EdgBLASTon? Can she pull her team to an incredible victory?
Grace Potts has ball in hand. She's immediately gone to try and scoop it, and she has scooped it. Is it going to run for 4? Is it going to boundary rope, going to arrive in time? It's not. They're going to turn for 2, and she'll stay with 2. She sends Hannah Baker back. 2 off the first ball.
Goodness me.
12 off 5.
It was just trickling towards us from our commentary position. We were just trying to sort of will the ball to the boundary. But that was the right decision as well, to not go back for the 3rd run, to keep the strike.
Potts in again from that far end. Wraith onto 53 of 31. Potts gets it down. Wraith pulls it to the leg side. Is it going all the way? It's going for 4. Not quite for 6. It was 1 bounce before it crossed the rope. She moves on to 57. It's 8 to win off 4. 2 blows. 2 blows is all it will take.
It's a terrific shot. And again, it's a length that she's manufactured there. As Nat Wraith, by playing that ramp shot the previous ball, she's forced the bowler to go a little bit shorter. She knew it was going to come shorter, and she knew where the gap was between square leg and mid wicket. Picked it out perfectly and picked up a valuable boundary. Now the bowler's under pressure here. 8 needed off 4. 2 blows, as you say, or 4 twos. Although, God, I hope it's not 4 twos for my blood pressure's sake.
When you say 6 off the first 2 balls, 8 off the last 4, that sounds easier.
It does sound easier. Nat Wraith playing an absolute blinder here today. Now she'll keep an eye on this field. Deep extra cover is out.
There are gaps.
There's gaps, but protection across. Now she might look to go over mid-off here, or she'll look for the ramp shot. Reckon either straight, either over the bowler or over the keeper.
Potts is in. Makes herself some room. It could have been a 1, but she turns it down. Aaron, just quickly, Nat Wraith's top score. Are we in?
Well, in terms of T20s, it's 74 not out, so it's going to be a bridge too far to cross here, but even so, just think this is her 2nd blast game of the season. The previous one, 15 from 13 deliveries. This has been absolutely exquisite.
8 from 3. Potts is at our mark again. That's going down the leg side. She gets a little tickle on it. It's just going to be 1, and it's 7 now. Required from 2 balls.
This is tough now. This is really difficult because you've got the wrong batter on strike from a Bears perspective. Hannah Baker, very capable, but it's a lot to ask to send this ball to the boundary. Might be thinking about single and leaving it for a 6 last ball.
Could be the way, couldn't it? Potts into Baker. Baker gets something on it, and she's gone. She's out. Well, it means that Hannah Hardwick will come in with 1 ball remaining, and she'll have to hit it for a 6. It's a good catch. Hannah Baker's on her way, and it looks like Nat Wraith's efforts may well end up being in vain here. The Bears have lost a 9th, 156 for 9.
Yeah, it's disappointing from a Bears perspective. She was trying to go big. It was a tough ask as it was for Hannah Baker. She wanted to try and go wide of Lister there at mid-off, but couldn't go wide. Picks out the fielder. Good catch, low down by Lister, and Potts has bowled a good over here. It has to be said, she's come back strongly after those first 2 balls being put under pressure. Nat Wraith has played a fantastic innings, but it doesn't look like it's going to get a team over the boundary, and she's going to have to watch from the non-strikers. And this is the thing with the wicket falling and the rules that came into effect last year.
Silly rule.
Yeah, new batter must always face. So Hannah Hardwick, well, it's not impossible. It's unlikely.
Can hit a 6.
She can hit a 6. A 6 would tie this game.
Imagine a 2nd tie of the season already.
Goodness me.
For the Bears, that would be fantastic.
Well,
Hannah Hardwick, how many 6s has she hit in her life? Alan, you're not going to know that, are you, off the top of your head? I was clutching at straws then for a moment, wasn't I?
Well,
here we go.
Now, what have you got? Hannah Hardwick, what have you got?
Grace Potts is the bowler. Last ball. A 6 to tie. Oh, it's a wide. It's a wide. Oh, so now it's a 6 to win. Now it gets interesting. You can see what she's trying to do. She's trying to bowl full enough so that Hannah Hartwick can't get a bat under it and get any kind of elevation.
Yeah. So you completely understand the strategy from Potts, trying to cramp the batter for room. But it's another way to look at that. If you get that slightly wrong, it's in the hitting arc. You could see a 6 over mid-wicket with the right contact.
Oh, another wide here, and then all of a sudden a boundary to tie. And she doesn't make any contact. And it's all over. And it's a victory by 5 runs for the Lancashire Thunder. But what a game of cricket that was. I mean, 40 nail-biting overs of nip and tuck. 2 teams who were neck and neck, toe-to-toe throughout that entire encounter. And it comes down to, well, in essence, 1 hit between them to separate the 2 sides. What an advert for this women's Vitality Blast that turned out to be between 2 exceptional sides. And it's the Lancashire Thunder who get the better of it, despite that 58 not out of 34 balls from Nat Wraith, which was quite outstanding, and it almost propelled the Bears to victory. But in this women's game, it is a win for the Lancashire Thunder, victorious by 5 runs.
Every great team has its unsung heroes. The all-rounders, the heavy lifters, putting their organisation on the map. We're talking about you, the humble IT engineer, supporting EdgBLASTon across the season. They're the ones delivering, day after day.
Did so well to keep up with the rate, keep up with the Lanc score. It was neck and neck basically every over, so she did incredibly well.
It almost came back down to that last over. We talked about that last over, didn't we? That went for 13 runs when the Lancashire team was batting, and that was 13 runs ultimately sort of made the difference. That last over, it was a tough ask to get 14 off the last over. I did think Grace Potts bowled a really good over as well to close things out from a Lancashire perspective. But I mean, the Bears, they looked out of it, and then that partnership between Caris Pavley and Wraith, that's where hope came back into the game, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. They steadied the ship and put us on a little platform to go into the back end and kind of do what they did and keep up with it and keep us in the game, and they did that right until the end there. Yeah,
it's just heartbreaking because they came so close. They seemed out of it for a while. I remember watching when Laura Harris was dismissed. That's where it looked like that was it. Like, the game's going to fade away from here. But some brilliant rearguard batting from Natasha Wraith. And again, it's something that will stand her in good stead for the rest of the season as well. Give her a lot of confidence. She's a good lower order batter. Sometimes the focus is like very much on other players. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that innings from the Bears, because they did play some terrific cricket, particularly early doors. I thought Perrin was fantastic. Let's take a look at the highlights now, and we can get into that. And just a reminder, there is another fixture, of course. There's a double header here at EdgBLASTon today. We've got the Bears men who are going to be in action at 4 o'clock against the Derbyshire Falcons. We'll be live for that at 22 in just over 15 minutes time. That'll be a separate stream, so make sure you click onto that to follow all the action. And if you've enjoyed the stream here today, do remember to give us a like and leave some comments. It's been great fun bringing you this match. The stadium's filling up a little bit as well, and a nice and blue sky as well, which is great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. That rain's kind of disappeared. We had quite a bit of drizzle earlier. Yeah. It was pretty nippy outside.
I'm quite surprised we only had one delay in the end for the rain, because it was coming and it was downstairs at one stage. It felt quite heavy, but I think the umpires did well to just let it keep going on. And
like everybody was sort of looking at DLS calculations throughout that, which didn't come into play. But as a chasing team, it's almost helpful because you know where you need to be.
Yeah, exactly. If you keep one eye on the scoreboard, the other eye on what you're doing, yeah, that's where you need to be. It's really an advantage batting second when there is rain around because you can keep ahead of that rate.
Right, we've got the highlights. Let's take a look at how everything went down in that Bears inning. So we had Tara Norris up top, and what a hit that was down the ground. And terrific, but couldn't quite get the distance. Went straight to mid-off. That's completely done me there. And I watched it happen live as well. I've got absolutely no excuse, but yeah, it was a good catch at mid-off, pretty straightforward. A good early breakthrough as well from Lancashire, well held by Potts, and then Lamb back into the team today. Couldn't make a huge impact with the bat, and I mean, look at that, it's just over the fielder at mid wicket, just over the fielder at mid wicket. It looked like it was she was in play for a while, but it's been a lucrative area, that mid wicket boundary, and it's one that was targeted. There we go, big dive, but she was okay. And we were looking at that, whether it was 6 or not, but I think it landed comfortably inside the boundary. Now let's take a look at this shot again. And well, that's when there were some nice shots in that little phase of play, and then the wickets fell for the Bears. They got into a bit of trouble. This one going right through. It was Norris again with that, and Wong couldn't really get anything behind it as the ball went past her. And Tara Norris, USA International, just striking the stump. So accurate. She's been such a great player for such a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that left-hand advantage of just cramping a right-hander a little bit more, they've forced mistakes. And
yeah, it kind of sums up the day. We saw some nice shots from Davina Perrin for a while. This was the big moment, like the big reverse sweep attempted, but the wicket fell. A lot of early wickets. That was Abby Freeborn on that occasion. And then Johnson, who I thought bowled really well for Lancashire. And they held their catches as well, has to be said. I mean, we did quite well with our catches and our outfielding, but so did Lancashire. It's worth giving that credit that they fielded really well and bowled well to their plans.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't really floor them. They're fielding there. They've thrown themselves around and attempted to clean up anything that was hit out into the outfield and taking their chances.
There was only one really tough chance on the boundary off Natasha Wraith that was put down, and we thought that might cost them the game, but it didn't in the end. They held in a really good finish there from Lancashire, who deserved winners here today. The Bears women will take a lot of confidence from this, though. It was a 5-run loss, but they showed a lot of nerve, they showed a lot of steel and determination, as I say, to take the game so deep, to keep things tight. And again, a reminder for everybody, I mean, we've seen some 180-plus scores, but it doesn't have to be 180 to be a winning score here at EdgBLASTon.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, that was such an entertaining game from a viewer's perspective. Nerve-wracking. Well, it's not good for the health, is it? But
No, I suppose not. But either way, commiserations to the Bears women, and congratulations to Lancashire for their victory. Lots of women's action to come in the Vitality Blast, and as I say, men's action to come as well in a little over 10 minutes' time, actually. We're going to be back a separate stream for the Bears men as they take on the Derbyshire Falcons in the Vitality T20 Blast. This coverage is about to come to an end for this women's game. My thanks to our amazing and wonderful team today, to Chloe Brewer, to Adam Bridge, and to Aaron Biles. My name is Atif Nawaz. Good afternoon, everybody.